A beautiful evening in Georgia. We bring you to Gainesville, where we've got a great game set up tonight at City Park Stadium. Two undefeated teams, Carrollton, the Trojans, getting set to take on the Gainesville Red Elephants. Good evening, everyone. Jeff Kurtz alongside Zach Poff. And Zach, what is the best press box we've been in so far on our MaxPreps Game of the Week tour? Just a fantastic facility here at City Park Stadium, and fans are fired up. The atmosphere is electric just walking in for this matchup between two undefeated squads.
Yeah, and they got reason to be electric, too. You got two of the best teams in the state. Carrollton comes in ranked number 25 in the MaxPreps top 25. Gainesville not too far behind. They check in at number 29. They're expanded top 100. So if Gainesville wins this one, they're going to jump in the MaxPreps top 25 on Monday.
Well, let's go ahead and look at some of our key players, and let's start with Carrollton first, the visiting team coming in, and Ryan Mosley at wide receiver is electric.
Hey, he's committed to Georgia for a reason. This year he's averaging 24.8 yards per catch. And he had a great junior year with Julian Lewis, but he's having an even better senior campaign with his freshman quarterback, C.J. Cypher.
Well, and as has been the case on our MaxPreps Game of the Week, we got to talk about defense. We've had a lot of defensive battles over the last 4 weeks. We've got a great defender for Gainesville and Xavier Griffin.
Yeah, if you're a five-star committed to Alabama, you're pretty good at football, and he's one of the best at getting after the quarterback. So that's going to be huge for Gainesville's defensive line to really kind of see if they can get the pressure on the freshman quarterback.
And he's also averaging 1 sack and 1 tackle for a loss per game as well for Gainesville. That matchup is going to be really critical. Let's go ahead and look at our keys to the game for both of these teams. First, starting with the Carrollton Trojans.
Yeah, and that was kind of the key I was talking about with our top players. First test for the freshman quarterback, C.J. Cypher. He comes in this season with over 700 yards passing, and he has 8 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. One of the main reasons why is their talented offensive line. So they're going to have a big test as well, that offensive line going up against this defensive front four.
And like we said for Gainesville, it's about the line for Carrollton. It's about the line for the Gainesville Red Elephants as well. They're going to really have to control that against this Carrollton offense.
Yeah, and it's really more guys than just Xavier Griffin as well. The front four, all 4 guys are going to be future Power 4 players. And it's going to be important to balance that offense, too, for Gainesville. You got Kareem Hughley at 2027 Clemson committed, and Nigel Newkirk in the backfield. He's had 8 straight 100-plus yard games rushing. So it will be important for Gainesville to be balanced and kind of lead that rushing attack by the junior running back.
And we talked a lot about Carrollton's offense. Their defense is going to have to step up to that challenge as well. Well, both coaches out there watching their teams warm up. We got a great game for you here on this MaxPreps Game of the Week. We hope you will come back. Stay with us as our coverage continues here from Gainesville, Georgia. The MaxPreps Game of the Week coming up next.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
You're looking at head coach Josh Niblett for the Gainesville Red Elephants, and he had a great pedigree walking into this job.
Yeah.
Zach, but now in 4 seasons, he's really got the Gainesville Red Elephants on a roll.
Yeah, he's done a tremendous job since coming over here from Alabama. Coached at Hoover High School, was a power when he was there. Won 6 state titles at Hoover, won 7 overall in the state of Alabama. First guy to ever do that in that state. And he's gone 36-6 so far as he enters his 4th season here at Gainesville. And he led them to the state title game in his first year in 2022. They lost to a very good Langston Hughes team, 35-28.
And Joey King from Carrollton walking onto the field, and he's got an impressive resume as well. Maybe not as many state titles at this stage of the game, but a Carrollton Trojan team that's very, very good, and he's been at the helm for the last 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, he was the fastest coach in Georgia State history to achieve 100 wins. He was 67-4 at Carrollton. 4 of those years was with Trevor Lawrence. They won 2 state titles during that time. He's done a great job at Carrollton, 55-6 record as he enters his 5th season. He had Carrollton in the state title game last year, and also 3 years ago, Julian Lewis's freshman season. But they came up short against Grayson, and then back in 2022, they ran into some guy named Caleb Downs. So
the captain's out on the field for Carrollton and for Gainesville. I'm chuckling a little bit because you say you run into Downs, and yeah, that was quite a player at that particular point in time.
And that dude was playing both ways. He was our 2022 MaxPreps Player of the Year, so he was one of the best to ever come from the state of Georgia at Mill Creek.
Well, this is an interesting game and an interesting matchup for these two teams, as Gainesville has won the coin toss and elected to defer. You know, they've had a schedule that you could say was not overly difficult. It wasn't easy, but they come in both teams undefeated. But I think maybe it's still just a little bit of a question of, hey, where do we stack up? Well, both teams are about to find out when you got the number 3 team in the state, Carrollton, facing the number 4 team in the state in Gainesville.
Yeah, you know, you look at Carrollton's combined record of opponents so far, 3-10, and then you look at Gainesville, 4-7. So they haven't really played the powerhouse programs yet. I'll give this to Gainesville, the Moody team they played from Alabama, very good team in the state of Alabama. And then Carrollton's biggest win was a 28-21 win against Rome, who's always a legit program in the state of Georgia.
Yeah, Carrollton defeated Woodward Academy 48-21 on the 15th of August. Then got through Columbia 41-7, Rome 28-21. That's the tight game you were alluding to there, Zach. And then Lithia Springs last week 63-0 as the Red Elephants take the field. Just 3 games under their belt so far. Marietta a 26-7 win. Moody from Alabama 49-7, and then Westlake 42-14. A week off last week. How big a factor do you think that week off is for Gainesville, or do you lose a little momentum at this point of the year if you're not playing week to week?
I think it's a good thing for them because it gives you an extra week to get fresh, get guys healthy, and you know they have such a great coaching staff. It gives Niblett an extra week to prepare. For Carrollton, as they're trying to knock off Carrollton for the first time during the MaxPreps era, they're 0-3 in 3 previous matchups since 2004. And last year's matchup didn't go so well for Gainesville. They lost 45-16, but good thing for them, they don't got to go against Julian Lewis here tonight. But I'm looking forward to seeing the freshman C.J. Cypher at quarterback.
These two teams have been playing football for a long time. Carrollton was founded in 1886. They've been playing football for 98 years. They have 753 wins, 7th all-time in the state of Georgia. Meanwhile, Gainesville, they've been playing football for 112 years, founded in 1892. 794 wins in school history. That's 3rd. But remarkably, you mentioned 0-3 in the MaxPreps era. According to the Georgia High School State Association website, those are the only 3 games these two teams have played against each other over that almost century span or more that these two schools have been playing football.
I love it, man. I love when I do games with you because you go through the history of programs and you get to learn all that. Another fun fact, too, a team from Georgia actually has the most wins in high school football history, Valdosta High School. You look at C.J. Cypher there, freshman quarterback.
It's just remarkable to me how much of we saw a young quarterback last week with Koa from St. John Bosco as a sophomore, but started his freshman year. Now you've got Cypher, who's out there and looking like a veteran. He's been doing this all his life, and maybe he has, but not at this level. And this will be a really interesting test for him.
And that's the nice thing when you have a head coach like Joey King. This is a guy who he's coached 4 quarterbacks during his career at Carrollton, and then back at Cartersville. Those 4 quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence was the number 1 pick. T. Webb for 1 year, who went to Louisville out of high school, and then M.J. Morris, who went to NC State, and then Julian Lewis the last 3 years.
Logan Gailey, the left-footed kicker, kicking off for Gainesville. The ball in the air. We are underway, and Carrollton going to return from their own 11-yard line. They've got a pretty electric return game, and a nice return here. Just tripped up a shoelace tackle out near the 35-yard line, and that is where the Trojans will set up shop here for their opening drive of the game.
Yeah, nice return by Rontre Welch, the sophomore. Yeah, C.J. Cypher comes in 40 of 55 through his first 4 games, 712 yards, 8 touchdowns, and the stat I love the most, 0 interceptions so far. And he's also completing 72.7% of his passes.
And then Mason Holtzclaw, the senior quarterback, he's thrown 2 touchdowns, no picks, 71% of his passes being completed. So you got some pretty good quarterbacks running the show for Carrollton this year.
It's not bad when your backup quarterback's a 3-star with 18 offers.
Cypher on first down. He's going to hand it off. Nice bit of running room up the middle, and that is Cam Wood. Cameron Wood's going to get a first down on his first carry, a gain of 12 across the 45 out to the 47-yard line.
And, you know, that was one of the keys we talked about with Carrollton's offensive lines. Zakai Helton, 3-star Georgia commit, and then Wale Fielder, both their tackles. He's one of the top recruits in the class of 2028. Nice run by the senior running back.
Jeremiah Proctor had to come up from his free safety position to make that tackle. A little hitch and go here, and now they're going to throw a slant route underneath, breaking an initial tackle is Peyton Zachary before he will be stopped on the Gainesville side of the field at the 46-yard line. They'll put him a couple yards shy of a first down. We have our first penalty marker of the game right near the spot of the tackle.
Yeah, see if this one's a face mask.
There are officials. Russ Nelson, our referee in the white hat, gathering everybody around. Ryan Brown, the umpire. Kenneth Barong, head linesman. Mickey Carroll, the line judge. William Dabney, the side judge. Jamie Weatherton, the field judge. And Dylan Lurie is the back judge. They're going to pick up the flag and wave it off. So it will be the 8 yards on the pass play, setting up a second down and short for Carrollton, who's moving the ball pretty well through those first 2 plays.
Yeah, and that's a nice thing with this Trojans offense. CJ Cypher, only a freshman, but he's got 2 stud wide receivers, and Peyton Zachary made that last catch. And then the Brian Mosley as well.
Wood's going to move to the left of Cypher in the backfield, man in motion. That's Zachary. Wood gets the carry, and he's going to be stopped for a yard. Nice job with the arm tackle. Usually Wood's able to run through an arm tackle, but Aiden Kane at 6'2", 275 with a nice stop on the end.
Yeah, 3-star Duke commit with a nice tackle right there, bring up a 3rd and 1.
And let's take a look at that Carrollton offense. We mentioned Wood, the senior, Zachary, Ryan Mosley, who is had to have a target, but we're only 3 plays in. Rontre Welch and Giaris Miller, the sophomore tight end. And then a look at that offensive line that is going to be so critical for Carrollton in this game.
Yeah, the 2 tackles are the guys to watch, Zyke Helton and Wale Fielder.
Cypher now looking to the sideline. Wood's going to move to his left-hand side now on 3rd and a yard. Going to give it to Wood. He's got the yard and a little bit more. He's going to take it to the 40-yard line before his momentum will be stopped. That's a gain of 5 and a first down for Carrollton. Let's take a look at this Gainesville Red Elephant defense. It's really trying to do the best they can to stop this Carrollton offense in the opening possession.
Yeah, this front 4 is loaded with dudes. Xavier Griffin, a 5-star Alabama commit. Jamarion Matthews, also an Alabama commit. A good linebacking core led by Jamarcus Sims. And then the secondary, they got 2 seniors along with 2 juniors.
Carrollton with a fresh set of downs. Wood running left. He's got a lot of room this way. Great blocking. He's got another first down and more inside the 20, and then he'll run out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and that was what we touched on earlier, these 2 tackles, and you see Wood just following both his guys. That time is between Wale Fielder, who has 21 offers so far, one of the top recruits in the class of 2028.
I mean, this is pretty remarkable. Wood does not get touched until he's more than 10 yards down the field. If he's going to get looks like that, he's going to run all day.
Yeah, great opening drive by Carrollton. Get a flag on the play here.
As we had a 3 receiver set to the far side, and when your referee starts counting players, you know you might have too many out there.
Illegal substitution.
That's an illegal substitution against the Trojans. First penalty of the game. That'll be a 5-yarder. And back they go. Yeah, whenever, if Russ Nelson starts going 1, 2, 3, 4, you go, uh-oh.
Yeah.
We're in trouble.
Get put in timeout. But what an opening drive for the Trojans, and it's so important for them to establish the running game because it's going to open up things for CJ Cypher with his talented receiving group.
And Cypher with a quick receiver screen to the outside. He's going to make up that penalty yardage on a 1st and 15. He'll set up a 2nd and 10 back at the 15-yard line. Maybe a yard short of that. Looks like they're going to give him 4 yards on that pass play. But Carrollton moving easily down the field in the red zone. Now with a 2nd down and 11 situation. Just joining us here on the MaxPreps Game of the Week. Opening drive. Jeff Kurtz alongside Zach Poff. This drive started at the Carrollton 35-yard line. Man in motion to the near side for the Trojans. Handoff running left is Wood. Cuts back into the middle, and he will be stopped inside the 15-yard line. Short gain of about 3 yards.
Yeah, another nice tackle by Aiden Kane. And this is where the Red Elephants defense wants this Carrollton offense. 3rd and 8, 3rd and long situations. Kind of put a little pressure on the freshman quarterback.
Yeah, you're certainly well within Carrollton kicker's Julian Vargas' range. I mean, he's had 25 kickoffs this year, Zach, and he's put 24 in the end zone for a touchback. So,
I mean, last week the Chicago Bears could have used him.
Certainly true. 3rd down and 8 for the Trojans. Cypher going to give it to Wood running left. He's got a blocker in front of him, and he's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. That offensive line does its job on the opening possession for Carrollton, and they're on the board first.
What an opening drive for Cam Wood. The senior running back comes in with 229 yards and 6 touchdowns. You can give him 7 now. And just a great play call by 3rd and 8. Joey King saw there's Ali on the left side, and he just follows his blockers.
I mean, C.J. Gamble was in at fullback, and he couldn't find anyone to block till he got to the goal line.
Yeah, C.J.
I mean, look at all that. There's just a ton of running room there.
And C.J. Gamble, outstanding linebacker, committed to Georgia Tech. And you'll see Carrollton, too. They'll have guys play both ways at certain times.
And they're going to go for 2 here. Running the Wildcat, running it right, and Carrollton's going to walk into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good, and the Trojans lead it 8-0 as Peyton Zachary converts.
And, we were talking about before the game started that, Gainesville's got 4 guys on the D-line, all future Power 4 guys, but Carrollton's offensive line absolutely dominated on this opening drive, and Peyton Zachary runs that in for 2 easily.
Nice kick-out block by C.J. Gamble once again. So now it's going to be up to this Gainesville offense to see if they can match what Carrollton just did. I mentioned this is the 4th meeting between these teams, not since 2004, since the 1800s.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
whenever they started playing football.
Last year, Carrollton got the best of Gainesville, 45-16, and it was the same situation this year as it was last year. Both teams were undefeated, and Carrollton handed Gainesville its first loss of the season. And then back in 2006 and 2004, both of those were playoff matchups. So last year was the first regular season meeting between the 2 Georgia Powers.
Well, now Carrollton set to kick things off after a very successful 65-yard drive as Julian Vargas going to put this one in the air. And it's going to head to the end zone, and that's where it will land. And we've got ourselves another touchback, and Julian Vargas is really making this easy for his kickoff team.
25 out of 26 now for Mr. Vargas. Also does the punting for this Carrollton squad.
Makes me wonder what happened on that one.
Yes, right? Maybe it was like a squibber.
It could be.
Could have been
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
I'm looking forward to seeing this cat right here, 2027 Clemson commit, Kareem Hewley. He's one of the best so far this year. He's thrown for 587 yards, 11 TDs, only 1 interception. Also has a rushing touchdown in all 3 games.
So Hewley brings the offense out on the field. Nigel Newkirk will be the back in the backfield. He's lined up just to his left. And on first down, Newkirk's going to get the carry, trying to run right. Good job by Carrollton stringing this out. That'll be no gain on that first down carry. And it'll set up 2nd and 10. Let's look at the offense for Gainesville. And this is an offense, we talked about it in the pregame, Zach. They're going to have to be balanced. Newkirk's going to have to be able to get his yards to balance out Hewley throwing the football.
Yeah, nowhere to run on that first play for Nigel Newkirk. 3-star with 30-plus offers. Wide receiver core led by Legend, Wilmot, and Philip Williams. Williams with nearly 300 yards receiving this year.
Hewley looking to throw as we take a quick look at the offensive line. He's got a man down the field, but he's going to overshoot his intended target. He was looking for Philip Williams there, and that was overthrown incomplete. But you can see the arm on Hewley. He threw that moving up in the pocket and sent a laser right down the field. Look at that. On the run, I mean, I've seen shortstops, you can't do that, Zach, much less you throw it 40 yards.
There's a reason why Clemson wants this dude, and Dabo's got him committed. And you got to look at Philip Williams there. He's the leading receiver, just couldn't get to that one. Offensive line, they got a bunch of big dudes. Carter Mathis, 6'7", 290. He's got 5 offers led by Auburn. And you got the center crew, Moldor, a 3-star Louisville commit, and Tyler Ford at right tackle. He's got 16 offers.
On 3rd and 10, Hewley looking to throw. He's got time. He's looking across the middle. That is a great catch by Philip Williams, who grabs it on his fingertips and picks up a first down. Talk about some great route running right there.
And Hewley, I mean, just the accuracy, got set, and just a dart. This kid, man, he's nice.
And quickly up to the line of scrimmage, the Red Elephants. Hewley going to throw underneath, but we've got a whistle, and a false start is going to be the call against Gainesville. So that was a dead play anyway, as that pass was headed to Colin Porterfield. Let's go ahead and take
interrupt the Red Elephants there.
It gives us time to get the Carrollton defense, folks. You get a look at what the Trojans are sending out there defensively.
Yeah, they run a 3-4 defense. D.A. Logan, Demetrius Carter, Mike Thomas on the front 3. And C.J. Gamble, you saw him blocking dudes on the offense. He's a stud linebacker committed to Georgia Tech. Caden Spratling also big time. He's a 3-star committed to Memphis, and the secondary is led by Dorian Barney, a 4-star Michigan commit at corner.
Here's a pass to the outside, going to be broken up, intended for Porterfield. That'll make it 2nd down and 15 after the 5-yard penalty. Each team with a penalty in this football game. Carrollton had one when they got down to the Gainesville 15, lost the 5 yards, but quickly made it up. Ended up not impeding them. We'll see if the Red Elephants can bounce back from this. As you take a look at the defense, it was under the tent, looking at what Carrollton was doing.
They're probably seeing a lot of run plays, so.
Yeah.
And, you know, this secondary for Carrollton, Tyler Boyd is only a sophomore, but it gives him one of the best 1-2 tandems in the state of Georgia.
Hewley going to keep it on the ground, as this will be a positive gain for the Red Elephants across the 30 out near the 32-yard line. Setting up a 3rd down situation. First carry of the game for Dwight Lewis, sophomore running back, 5'9", 205 pounds.
And he's been a nice spellback for Gainesville this year. He's got 25 carries for 153 yards. Also dangerous in the passing game, has 1 receiving score.
3rd down and 9. Lewis going to stay in the game. Hewley looking to throw. Looking right, throwing right, and that's going to be broken up. Nice defense on that side by Carrollton. As it looked like coming out of his break, the receiver slipped there. That was Trent Wilcox, who was coming out of the break and then just couldn't find his footing. And that allowed the defensive back to come over the top. Nice play by Dorian Barney to knock that away.
Yeah, that's the 4-star Michigan commit. He's the number 22 rated corner in the class of 2026. 6'1", $180.
So Logan Gailey on to punt, gets it away. Fair catch called for and will be grabbed at the Carrollton 42-yard line. So Coach King's got to be pretty happy with how their first drive and then their defense's first stop of the Red Elephants. Just 1 first down for Gainesville and good field position here for Carrollton's 2nd possession.
Yeah, I think if you ask Coach King how he'd want this game to start, this is exactly what he'd point out. You get a look at Josh Newblick there, and that's what, you know, going into this game was excited about, because you have 2 of the best coaches, not just in Georgia, but the entire country. I mean, Joey King has done a tremendous job, especially, you know, when he's at Cartersville, and then he had a couple of stints in college, and then came to Carrollton before the 2021 season.
Power formation for right for Carrollton. Play action. They're looking to throw. Cypher is going to send a deep ball down the field. He's got a man open by a couple of steps, but couldn't connect. That's a great job to stretch the defense there, and great protection up front. Cypher had all day to throw.
Yeah, just a little overthrow there. He had Peyton Zachary. Should have been a touchdown. But yeah, Carrollton's offensive line has done a tremendous job. You know, Gainesville's got one of the best front 7, specifically front 4 in all of Georgia. They've done a good job on Xavier Griffin so far in the first drive.
Power left formation. The give is to the running back, Wood, and Wood is met immediately. Jamarion Matthews, who has 5 tackles for a loss this year and 3 sacks, loses his helmet, and now a flag at the end of the play.
That's the other Alabama commit.
Well, that might be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. I mean, Matthews was rightly fired up after that great play, but then he may have gone a little too far with the post-tackle celebration.
Yeah, that's tough. Would have been 3rd and 9. Now you're going to give Carrollton a free first down.
That is going to be a dead ball penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct against Gainesville, and that will give Carrollton a first down, their 4th of the game, their first by a penalty. I mean, that was just a great hit, and then you stay with it.
Yeah, just the ability for Matthews to get off that block, make the huge hit at the line of scrimmage, but, you know, helmet came off, talking a little trash.
Now that's just where your adrenaline gets the better of you right there. So the ball now at the Gainesville 41-yard line. Fresh set of downs for Cypher. Wood staying in the game in the backfield. He's to the left of his quarterback. Play action. Cypher looking left. He's going to throw, and he's going to throw it away. And we've got a penalty marker late at the line of scrimmage.
Flag on the play.
So our officials are going to sort this out. Russ Nelson with the call.
Oh, offense.
And it's going to be a holding penalty against the Trojans. For a moment there, Aiden Kane, number 99 for Gainesville, was looking around like, what did I do?
Yeah.
I mean, he might have been the one being held.
Judging how the Red Elephants were kind of acting, you thought it was going to go against them, but big penalty for them. 10 yards going back for Carrollton.
Now that's the ball back to the Carrollton 49. Four receiver set this time for Cypher. Three to the far side. Some shifting around defensively. Blitz coming. Quick out, far side. Zachary, nice cut. That's going to get him across the line of scrimmage. Maybe a 5-yard gain. He's stacked up at the 46-yard line of Gainesville. It's a nice plant and go by Zachary after the catch. He could have been stopped in the backfield.
Yeah, he's a 3-star UNLV commit, and he had a big junior season last year. Led the team in receptions with 77 and yards with 969. Also had 10 touchdowns, so he's one of Julian Lewis's favorite targets.
Quick hitter off that pass play and breaking a tackle, and then getting outside close to the 35-yard line. That was the tight end, Kieris Miller, goes by Key Miller.
And you gotta love Xavier Griffin there, chasing down the ball carrier. Yeah, they ruled. Not sure how.
Not sure why. If they
maybe his
back.
knee was down when he first caught it.
I guess so. So back, instead of being down near the 35-yard line, they're back with a yard loss to 42.
But you gotta love the motor from the 5-star Xavier Griffin chasing him down, even though his knee was down prior, or elbow.
Cypher rolls right, throwbacks left. We're going to try it again with Miller. He's got a lot of running room this time down the sideline and breaks a tackle into the end zone. What a great deception play. But we got a penalty marker back at the 17-yard line, and he might have maybe another penalty marker at the 25. We got penalty markers all over the place.
Yeah, this one's coming back for sure. You can see, one of the leading blockers just kind of tackled the Gainesville defender, negating the touchdown.
Oh, that's not allowed.
No. Yeah, pretty easy call. The ref in the end zone just didn't have the strongest arm to kind of get it to where the other flag was. So both saw the same thing. What a great play design. They set this up perfect, had their offensive line downfield blocking. And there's the holding call right there on Zyke Helton, the Georgia commit.
Well, you had 3 blockers down the field. I mean, that's one where as a player, it's like, yeah, you want to make that play, get a good block. But, boy, if he gets knocked out of bounds at the 15, then, okay, you're in the red zone now,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's
cut your losses.
And you know, Coach King was excited drawing that one up and called it at the perfect time, and a holding penalty makes it 3rd and 4.
Ball at the 35. Here's a receiver handoff, and Gainesville is ready. Nice job by Xavier Griffin. This is a team coming into the game with 27 tackles for a loss, 14 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 2 fumble recoveries. A pretty prolific defense, and right there, a big-time play by Griffin on 3rd down.
And that just shows you the versatility of Xavier Griffin. He lines up in multiple positions for this Gainesville defense, and just a great job plugging the middle and taking down the ball carriers. Carrollton's going for it here on 4th and 6.
Or at least they're
faking it maybe. But.
Yeah, they're at least looking like they're going to, making the Gainesville defense stay on the field. Cypher, quick look. He might be doing a quick kick here, and that's exactly what he's going to do. With nobody back to return this, and that's a pretty good punt by the freshman quarterback, as the ball will be downed inside the 5-yard line. And that is where Gainesville will take over.
It's always nice when, your freshman quarterback can also take over punting duties, and especially anytime you can down it inside the 5-yard line. Great job by C.J. Cypher.
Yeah, Julian Vargas is like, hey, that's my job.
Right?
Don't make that too good.
I mean, I feel like this year on our MaxPreps games of the week, we've seen other punters kind of take away the original punter we saw in the Mission Viejo game.
Yeah, in a really key moment, Mission Viejo was able to pin Santa Margarita deep, got the ball back, scored the 1 touchdown they got in the game to win that 7-3.
Well, look at Freddie made it to the game.
Nice. The Falcons lending their mascot Falcons game of the week. MaxPreps game of the week and the Falcons game of the week is on a 1st down carry. Newkirk trying to bounce outside, no gain at the 4-yard line.
Looked like that was Peyton Zachary on the tackle. Stud wide receiver getting in on defense.
It's good to see Freddie bouncing back after that tough loss.
I'm a Bucs fan, so I was happy about this kick.
All right. I hope you can get out of the state lines tomorrow here. You're announcing that on air, and we're still in the 1st quarter.
Yes, we'll see.
Hewley now on 2nd down and 10 from his own 4-yard line. Drops back to pass in the end zone. Has some time. Nice hit underneath. And a lot of running room down the sideline. Big gain here for Gainesville. What a great run by Sergio Ruiz, his first catch of the day. And he's out to the 42-yard line. Boy, that is a huge play for the Red Elephants.
Yeah, just A great job, found some open space and a big chunk yardage play, nearly 40 yards.
Now everybody else was downfield and Ruiz ran underneath, and now he's going to be the lead blocker and get a nice block. Newkirk, a couple of shifty moves, gets across the line of scrimmage and picks up a first down into Carrollton territory at their 47-yard line.
And that run right there is really what makes the junior so special, just his ability to jump cut and pick up about 12 yards.
Now Lewis going to come into the game at running back.
Gainesville kind of speeding it up a little bit on this drive as well. Sorry, partner.
That's all right. Hewley going to keep it himself, and Carrollton is ready, and they're going to wrap him up in the backfield. Well, credit Ruiz with a great run after the catch, and then a nice lead block on Newkirk to spring his running back for a first down. But there, Carrollton was set for that read option play and a loss of 2.
Yeah, and Hewley, a quarterback that can beat you with his legs as well. He's got 93 yards on the ground with 3 touchdowns.
So you have to be aware of that.
Yeah.
And you've got to keep your discipline defensively. The quarterback's reading the edge rusher to see if he's going to come inside to try to stop the running back or bounce to the outside. And that was a nice defensive play by Carrollton. Now Lewis into the secondary. Lewis inside the 20 will be tackled right around the 19-yard line.
That great run by the backup running back, Dwight Lewis. Over 150 yards through his first 3 games this season. That's a great 1-2 group with him and Newkirk.
Did a good job absorbing an initial hit, bouncing off of it, and getting a big gain as now the Red Elephants are in the red zone for the first time tonight. Coming down to the 2-minute mark of the opening quarter. Newkirk is back into the game. That's a nice 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Nigel Newkirk, and then Dwight Lewis right behind him. 3 receivers set to the far side. Tight end left for Gainesville. Oh, this is a high snap over the head of Hewley. He's going to track it down and fall on it at the Carrollton 40-yard line for a loss of 22 yards.
I thought he was maybe going to try and pick it up and try and at least throw it away, but probably the smart play there to just jump on it, negate Carrollton any chance of getting on it.
Here's where he decided, oh yeah, I'm going to fall on it right there. Yeah, he thought about it for a moment, and then...
I mean, if he doesn't, you're probably looking at Caden Spratling picking that one up and running all the way back for a Carrollton touchdown. So just a tough blow for Gainesville. Have that big run by Dwight Lewis, and now you're looking at 2nd and a mile, 2nd and 32.
2 receivers to the far side are Williams and legend Wilmot. 1 receiver to the near side, Colin Luke into the game, the sophomore. Back to pass Hewley on 2nd and a long way to go. Across the middle, he's going to find that sophomore as Luke with the catch. He's to the 29-yard line. We'll get 11 of those yards back, but now you've got 3rd and not quite an acre, but we've got a little ways to go there. The first down marker at the 8.
Yeah, 3rd and 21.
Yeah, nice job.
Yeah,
that's some quick math.
You helped it out a little bit. Tell me where the first down mark was. But if you can just get it to the original line of scrimmage here and, at least walk out with a field goal on this drive, not the worst for the Red Elephants.
Hewley's going to throw towards a sideline. That pass is caught right at near the original line of scrimmage. The catch is made by Colin Porterfield at the 18. 4th down and 10. Let's see if Coach Niblett's sending out. Yes, he is. Here comes field goal kicker Logan Gailey, the sophomore. He is looking. He's lining up at about the 25-yard line. This will be a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. You would think his holder would be Roger Holder, who is on this roster, but no, it is Philip Williams. So he's the holder here. Good snap. Gailey's kick. Well, he didn't get enough underneath it. That is a low-line drive that doesn't even reach the field goal post, so the drive will stall, and that tough snap really slowed Gainesville's momentum. Carrollton to take over on their own end.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It just maybe miskicked it. Looked like the snap was good, the hold was there, and just looked like one of my drives.
It's not a good sign.
No.
I don't know if anybody yelled 4 on that kick. But it looked like he just got his foot into the grass and the turf right before he tried to elevate. So the Trojans will take over at their own 20. But that was a fantastic drive for Gainesville. They started their own 4-yard line.
And they did a good job after that errant snap to get it into,
Here's a wide receiver end around for Zachary. He's going to dodge a tackler and then run out of running room. The officials will give him a yard to the 21-yard line, 2nd down and 9.
And this is where, you know, to watch out for Ryan Mosley is you get a look at Mason Holtzclaw in on this drive for Carrollton. 6'4", 205-pound senior.
Now, Carrollton will go back and forth a little bit with Cypher and Holtzclaw when you've got two very good quarterbacks. And a little bit different as well, obviously in age, with Cypher being the freshman and Holtzclaw the senior.
Yeah, you know, Holtzclaw has thrown for 281 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Holtzclaw play action. He's going to roll out left, looking, throwing across his body, and he's going to overthrow his receiver. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. Well, it'll be a 3rd down and 9 coming back. Carrollton, though, with a touchdown early is Cameron Wood with the score. And we'll see if Gainesville can bounce back here in the second quarter. It's the MaxPreps Game of the Week. Jeff Kurt, Zach Poff. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a few moments from Gainesville, Georgia.
Our number one priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools that protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
Some great games coming up next week on the NFHS Network. And if you aren't salivating over that top one right there, Mater Dei Bishop Gorman.
That's a good one.
Tough games tonight for both of those teams, but assuming they come away with wins, that'll be an undefeated matchup between the 1 and 3 teams in the country.
Yeah, we'll be in Vegas for that one, so that's definitely a get your popcorn ready game. And, you know, Bosco against St. Louis, Hawaii Power defending state champs in Hawaii. Sierra Canyon's been great this year. They still haven't allowed a single point. They play a Trinity League opponent next week in Orange Lutheran. Miami Central Heritage also should be a good one down in South Florida.
And then that Hamilton game in Arizona will be pretty good as well. As on 3rd down, keeping it is Holtzclaw, and he's going to use his full frame to dive for the 1st down, and I think he got it.
Yeah.
He did 9 yards. And Holtzclaw picks up the 1st down.
He showed his toughness here because he was about a couple yards short and just put his head down and picks up the 1st down. Yeah, there's contact there at the 27, able to kind of wiggle his way to the 30.
Yeah, it's not easy to get out of Jeremiah Proctor's grasp there when he comes up from secondary to make a tackle, but a nice job picking up those last 3 yards, and Holtzclaw keeps the drive alive now at his own 30-yard line, and now we have a mishandled snap that's going to roll down to the 10, and it'll be a loss of 20 yards, which is pretty much what Gainesville had happen to them on their last possession. So I think this one, Holtzclaw just took his eye off it.
Yeah,
a little bit to his left. That was an easy ball, but.
And just a heads-up play, just jump on it. 1st, 2nd, and 30 coming up. You know, Mason Holtzclaw comes in with 18 offers. Florida State, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Kentucky are some of the schools that have offered him so far. He transferred over to Carrollton this year for his senior campaign.
Josh Niblett surveying the scene out there. Defense now in a pretty good position. They'd love to get great field position by holding Carrollton here. Holtzclaw looking to throw. Here comes the pressure. He's rolling. He's going to be hit as he throws, and he's going to throw it away. And that was Xavier Griffin providing the heat from the Gainesville defense.
Yeah, Griffin's been all over the place so far here in the 1st half. And I mean, he's one of the best edge rushers in high school football. Also does a lot of things. He'll even drop back in coverage on certain plays. But you just see the chase down speed from Xavier Griffin, the 5-star recruit.
Yeah, if Holtzclaw had held on to the ball one more second, he might have been tackled at the 1-yard line. First time, I think, Carrollton, correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, Carrollton targeting Ryan Mosley there on that pass play on the outside. It's been mostly Peyton Zachary in this 1st half. Holtzclaw is going to go with a 4-receiver set, 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 running back. They're going to give it to Wood, and Wood's going to get another double-digit gain out beyond the 20-yard line to the 22. That's a gain of 12, maybe 13. We'll see where they spot it, but every time he touches the football, he's ripping off 10 yards or more.
Yeah, it's kind of a safe play call for Carrollton. Just want to make sure that their punter's not going to have to punt this one out of his own end zone. Xavier Griffin able to finally bring down Wood.
That's up 4th down at the 23-yard line. And on to punt is Vargas. He watched C.J. Cypher drop one inside the 5-yard line, but that's going to be very tough to do from here.
He's got to be punt on Sundays if he does that.
That is a booming kick. He's doing his best. Grabbed at the 34-yard line, dodging a couple of tacklers is Phillip Williams, and then he will finally be stopped at the 44-yard line. Boy, he is frustrated there. He thought he might be able to break one. Nice tackle on the play on special teams by Julian Satterwhite, the junior.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to have a chance to take that one back to the house. A couple of elusive moves right there, but nice job by Satterwhite to bring him down.
Oh, yeah, he had a couple of blockers in front of him, too.
You could even see Williams slamming the field there. He knew he had a chance to take that one back for 6.
Yeah, he had Marcus Sims and Roger Holder in front of him ready to do some blocking, and that could have gone for a long way. But this is great field position for Gainesville, their best field position of the game so far, starting at their own 43. Hewley back in the game, puts a man in motion. That's Williams to the near side. He's going to quickly hit Williams, who's going to break another tackle and get out to the 49-yard line. Initial hit made by Dorian Barney, but nice job by Williams, who's proving to be pretty slippery on these last couple of plays.
And just the arm strength from Hewley, just an absolute seed to Phillip Williams there. And, you know, Hewley kind of reminds me, he's got like a shortstop arms, every angle, and make accurate throws and a lot of heat on it.
Here's a running play that's going to be very close to a first down over the right-hand side between guard and tackle.
And that's what
Newkirk on the carry.
Yeah, it makes both these teams so good. They both have outstanding line play. You know, Tyler Ford, a 4-star right tackle. You got Crew Moldor, the center, committed to Louisville. And then Carter Mathis on the other side at tackle. He's 6'7", 290. And then you also got Bryson Hurt on one of the guards. He's got 16 offers so far.
3rd and 1. Tight end in the game. Handoff Newkirk up the middle. He should have it. He needed to get to the 47-yard line. He got down to the 46, and the chains will move for the Red Elephants. That's their 5th first down of the first half. Each team now with 5.
And, you know, Gainesville, Carrollton's really been the better team so far here early in the first half, but it's only 8-0 score. Gainesville drives down and scores. They'll take momentum right back.
Handoff. This is Lewis into the secondary. Lewis breaks one tackle and then will finally be wrestled down inside the 30-yard line. That's right, Carrollton getting the 2-point conversion after the touchdown run by Cameron Wood in that first quarter.
And like you brought up earlier, man, this 1-2 punch, very good in the Gainesville backfield. Peyton Zachary with the open field tackle at the 27, 28.
Handoff again, running right, and Lewis will dive inside the 25-yard line down to the 24. But this is exactly what Gainesville was doing on their last possession before that snap really slowed them down.
And this is exactly what, Niblett wants to do, establish the running game that's going to open things up for Hewley in the passing attack.
Yeah, and if we talked about the battle of the Carrollton offensive line versus the defensive line of Gainesville, but now the opposite taking place out on the field is Hewley play action. Here comes some pressure. He dances away from it, throws into the end zone. A beautiful pass. Is that caught? Wow. Touchdown! What a grab by Cam James. Cam James with a fantastic catch.
That throw was sick. I mean, that was a great catch by Cam James, a 2026 Furman commit. But look at this absolute dart from Kareem Hewley. Great job rolling to his left. It just puts that in a perfect spot. Great catch by Cam James as well. Wow.
I mean, James' catch was so stunning, almost changed his last name to Jones.
Right? And you see if, they'll probably just kick the extra point. You don't want to go chasing points early. And what a throw.
That was just
and catch.
Fantastic play all the way around.
Dabo's watching this like, man, we got a good one coming here in a couple years.
Yeah, a lot of congratulations from his teammates. That was a fantastic play by the senior wide receiver. And now we've got a timeout being called by Gainesville as they're going to talk this over. It looked like they were a little undecided whether or not to go for 2.
Yeah, I mean, that just puts it in the perfect spot for Cam James. He shows his athleticism there, 6'2", 205-pound tight end, a second touchdown grab of the season. I can almost guarantee his first one wasn't as good as that one, though.
Yeah, that was a great pass and an even better catch by James. And Folks, we've got the MaxPreps top 10 plays of the week coming up at halftime. You'll get a chance to look at those, and next week you might be looking at that play on our top 10.
That better be on there because, I mean, all the games we've done so far, that's the best throw I've seen.
Who do we need to talk to, Zach?
Steve Montoya's the guy to talk to. So I'll hit him up, be like, hey, bro, we got to get Hewley up there.
Steve, you're on notice. You're on notice, Steve.
We'll see if they elect to they're still going to go for two. It looks like offense coming back on the field. What are you thinking here? You chasing points this early? Or?
I mean, there's still a long way to go. But, you know, if you want to match, especially given the game last year, you're trying to keep your team within sight. I think 2 points, though, isn't a lot, but we'll see what Hewley does. He's got a double tight end set. One back in the backfield is Newkirk. Man in motion to the near side. Hewley takes a snap. He's going to roll out right. Looking, not a lot there. He's going to throw back the other way. The pass is caught and in by getting the ball over the plane. Great stretch, Landon Williamson.
I mean, Hewley went back to at least the 20, 22-yard line and just shows you off his arm strength once again. Nice job by Williamson to get the ball over for the two. But watch him backpedaling, almost ran right into the ref. Absolute seed. High game.
And that's a great job by Williamson, recognizing where he is on the field and just extending across the plane of the goal line as he was being tackled by Aiden Roseman.
Just what a sick throw by Hewley. I mean, he's backpedaling all the way to his own 23, kind of throws it off his back foot, and just a perfect throw.
Well, we got ourselves a tie game with 7:33 remaining here in the first half.
8-8, is that like maybe some scoregami? You get a look at the top 10 national rankings. Modern day, St. John Bosco, both in the Trinity League. Gorman at 3, and St. Francis Grayson rounded out the top 5. Of course, Grayson, the top-ranked team in the state of Georgia. Then you got Buford, another Georgia Power, ranked at number 8. Duncanville leads the way for the state of Texas at 7. And Mission Viejo, who we saw earlier this year, looked great last week against Folsom in a 53-14 win, and Aquinas rounds out the top 10.
Here's the kick on the way, and it's into the end zone. Nice job by Logan Gailey putting it back there. And now Carrollton's got a long field in front of him. We'll credit the Gainesville defense getting the stop and forcing the short field. And only a 57-yard drive, best field position of the game for Gainesville. They were able to convert.
And it was a well-balanced drive. They had a couple of nice runs. Dwight Evans with a nice run inside the 30. And then Hewley showed his arm strength with that perfect throw. James. They're going back to the freshman Cypher on this drive. And really, Carrollton's had a lot of success running the ball with Cam Wood. See if they get back to that and see if that might open things up for the 4-star Georgia commit Ryan Mosley, who comes in averaging nearly 25 yards per reception.
Well, Wood back in the game. He is to Cypher's right. Man in motion to the near side is Zachary. Wood the carry. He's going to run to that side on first down. And, oh, boy, that is a fantastic tackle by Caden Fasong, because if he doesn't get that and Wood gets beyond him, there is a lot of green grass in front of him.
Yeah, Fasong having a good senior season so far, comes into this one with 15 tackles. He's also got 20 offers so far. Duke, Georgia Tech, Kansas State, South Florida, and West Virginia, some of the notable offers so far for the senior, 6'3", 220 pounds.
Wide open on the near side. That pass is caught by Ryan Mosley, who will be tackled out near midfield on a second down and 1 situation. And that will give Carrollton a first down at midfield.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication on the Gainesville defense. Nobody lined up on Ryan Mosley. The easiest catch he's going to have all season.
Great recognition by Cypher, too. They motioned Wood out of the backfield, and everybody ran with Wood, and everyone forgot about Ryan Mosley. I'm not sure how you do that. Yeah. He's fantastic. Cypher looking at the sideline. He's got 3 receivers to that far side of the field, 1 to the near side. A couple of quick plays, and you've moved 30 yards if you're the Trojans. Wood this time, not a lot there. Tackle on the play. Once again, that's Fasong, a gain of 2 to the 48.
Yeah, this front four is just so special. It's all over the field.
Second and 8 for the Trojans.
Second down and 8 situation coming up here for Carrollton. The number 25 team in the country, the Carrollton Trojans, in Gainesville, just on the outside of that top 25. They're at number 29, knocking on the door. And no call by the officials. It didn't look like Jamarion Matthews got quite into the neutral zone, though everyone on Carrollton was pointing at him.
Yeah, good job by the refs to not throw the flag there. Looked like he was behind the line of scrimmage.
Cypher play action, going to throw back to the near side. Wood the catch, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line with another Trojans first down.
Hey, Joey King is one of the best play callers and great offensive schemes, and he shows you why he's, the fastest coach to 100 wins in the state of Georgia. Good job. Cam Wood, a little kind of wheel route. Easy first down for the Trojans.
Well, you bring all the eyes to the right side of the field, and then you've got a quarterback with a strong enough arm to throw it all the way back to the left. Here's a quick out far side. Zachary looking to get some opportunities in space. He will be run out of bounds right near the line of scrimmage. The official's going to give him a yard down to the 34-yard line.
And, that's what you got to love from this defense. So you got guys on the front four that are chasing down receivers out of bounds. Caden Fasong there. We've seen it with Xavier Griffin as well early in this one. Look at 3 there, just the hustle, and Niblett's got to love that. His guys just hustling, making plays.
Good job pursuing sideline to sideline. Now a 5-receiver package. Zachary with a penalty marker down is going to be tackled inside the 30, but I wonder if we had a little bit of motion on the part of Carrollton.
Yeah, so we got 2 flags on the play. See if it's the thing, but I think they're both going to be on Carrollton.
Illegal motion against the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Yeah, it didn't look like the receivers got set. You have to stop. You can be in motion and you can stay parallel to the line of scrimmage, but if you start moving forward or you don't stop, then you've got yourself a motion penalty, and that's exactly what happened to the Trojans, their 4th penalty of the game. Yeah, you could see they were still moving down to the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, easy call for the refs.
The ball is placed just inside the Gainesville 39-yard line. 2nd down and 14.
And these are the situations where you'll see how comfortable Joey King is with his freshman quarterback and let him sling it 2nd and 13.
He's going to throw a screen pass, and Gainesville is there. It's going to make up some of the penalty yardage.
Pass complete to 36, Archer.
Down to the 35-yard line. Make it 3rd and 10.
Yeah, the freshman running back, Nick Archer, there on the reception. Nice job, Xavier Griffin again. We've been calling his name all game. Able to chase down the freshman ball carrier. At 3rd and 10, this might be, 4-down territory if they can pick up about half of it here.
And maybe just a little bit beyond Vargas's range. And now we've got some movement on the line and the Spider-Man meme happening as everyone's pointing at everybody else.
I think the Gainesville Red Spider-Man's going to win this one.
They are. That 5-yard penalty will go against the Trojans. And 3rd and 10 turns into 3rd and 15 with 5:22 to go.
And this is where a guy like Xavier Griffin just licking his chops. 3rd and 15, obvious passing situation. He's also good dropping back into coverage as well. So he's a very versatile linebacker, kind of edge rusher. He's kind of lined up right there as the Mike linebacker right in the middle.
And you've got someone jumping into the neutral zone, so
give it right back.
Defense. 5 yards.
Let's try this again. 3rd down and 10. Did Yogi Berra said it's deja vu all over again?
Hey, yeah, right back to where we started. Yogi Berra was a former catcher for the Yankees. For all young listeners out there,
I'm glad you provided that context, Zach, because after I said that, I'm like, does everybody know who Yogi Berra is?
He wasn't even playing when you were alive, right?
No.
Making sure.
I'm old, but I'm not that old. Cypher on 3rd down, and now we got more penalty markers flying in. And
looks like that one going to go against Zakai Helton.
Be a false start. Carrollton is insisting that they want this to be a 3rd and 15, not a 3rd and 10. And, of course, the folks running the scoreboard here at Gainesville have a sense of humor. They started playing the theme from Jeopardy.
So the correct answer would be, what is a false start?
Could be. Or what is a 3rd down play?
Yeah, longest 3rd down you're going to see. 4th chance we're getting here.
Zachary moves to the far side of the field. 3 receivers there. We get the snap off. No penalty markers down so far. Cypher throwing across the middle. He's got a 1st down and more. Zachary the catch, and he's going to get down to the 11-yard line. 3rd and 15, 3rd and 10. Who cares? 1st down, Trojans.
And this is what you love to see from the freshman quarterback. Nice job by the offensive line, giving him plenty of time to make the throw. And nice job by Peyton Zachary. He's one of the best wide receivers in the Peach State.
Here is a handoff and breaking tackles. Cameron Wood, man's game, gets into the end zone for an 11-yard run.
Wow. What a run by Cam Wood. It looked like he was going to be tackled for maybe a 2-3 yard gain and able to find his way into the end zone. Second touchdown, right, for Wood? Or first? He did have the first one as well. So
Channels is in, or Marshawn Lynch. Look at this.
Wow.
Boy, he is fired up, and rightly so.
Yeah, the junior safety, Jeremiah Proctor, couldn't bring him down. Cam Wood now with 8 rushing touchdowns on the season. They're going for 2 again. Same play, just different side. Zachary in again.
Zachary with a wildcat. This has been the winning formula for Carrollton so far in this first half, as Wood scores the touchdown and Zachary gets the 2 points after with 4:16 to play in the half. The Trojans back on top, 16-8.
Yeah, just a great job, and they love on these 2-point conversions. They'll let their linebackers come in and block. Caden Spratley didn't even have to block anybody. The offensive line did their job. But I think this might be a new first-half record for points in the MaxPreps Game of the Week. BJ will be happy to see that, finally get some points in these ones.
BJ Pilling, president of Play on Sports. Yeah, he's been all over us like we're out there playing defense, or at least offense. Just calling the action here.
But what a great response by Carrollton's offense. A well-balanced attack, able to run the ball well with Wood. Ryan Mosley had a big catch on that drive. And then obviously the biggest play was Peyton Zachary's first down on 3rd and 15.
That's an 80-yard drive for the Trojans, starting at their own 20-yard line. They march all the way down the field. And Cameron Wood is piling up a lot of yardage here in this first half in the running game. As Vargas taking it away. This one's going to be returnable. If I sound surprised, it's because it's only the second time all year Vargas hasn't reached the end zone on a touchback. This is a nice return out beyond the 25 and then near the 30-yard line. Well, we have an injured player down for Gainesville at the end of that return by Legend Wilmot. See who that number is, but it looks like that the Red Elephants will take over at their own 29-yard line. They have 2 timeouts remaining and 4:09 on the clock.
Yeah, it looked like that's the junior DB, Zachary Ingram. It's like luckily it's just a cramp for him. And Legend Wilmot looked like if he would have kept that inside down the middle, might have been able to pick up more yardage, but tried to bounce it outside.
And it is good to see Zach Ingram walking off the field. It's been warm in Georgia, but not like it was when we were here in August.
Yes.
Again, that's something you got to keep in mind. Got to watch your take of electrolytes.
And took a big hit, too, but it looked like luckily for him it's just a cramp.
So here is Hewley and the Red Elephants offense. Man in motion. Handoff, running right is Newkirk, and he's going to get across the 30 out to the 32-yard line. That was Cam James in motion. That last play for Gainesville.
And this could really work out perfect for Josh Niblett. If they can establish a drive here, take the 4 minutes remaining off the clock, they get the ball to start the second half as well.
Opportunity for a 2-for-1. Hewley has plenty of time, throws across the middle, wide open at the 40-yard line. In fact, so wide open, I think he was kind of surprised. Colin Porterfield, he put 2 hands over the football, turned around, and there was no one within 10 yards of him.
Yeah, nice job by Hewley. Got that one in there quick. Easy catch and run for Colin Porterfield, the junior wide receiver.
The ball out to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and if you're Gainesville offense right here, you're in no rush. You want to run this clock all the way down here in the first half.
You do not want to give Cypher an opportunity. Got all of their timeouts. There's Carrollton, and now a deep pass. It's going to be overthrown, and we have a penalty marker in the backfield. This might be a holding call against Gainesville. It is.
Yep.
Flag on the play.
Well, you said they could take their time, Zach, and then they try to throw one 40 yards down the field.
Yeah, right.
What do we know, huh?
Yeah, announcer's jinx there.
It's going to be a 10-yard penalty marked off against the Red Elephants. They'll take them back near their 38-yard line. That is their 4th penalty of the first half. Carrollton has 6. But so far, the Trojans been able to overcome most of those penalties,
Yeah.
and Gainesville's not going to have to do that here in a 1st and 20 situation.
And, it's been nice. Not a lot of penalties outside of that 3rd down situation where we saw 3 of them.
So now a split backfield with Hewley. James in motion. Another high snap. Hewley going to pick it up and turn and just run with it. And he's going to run out of bounds at the 37. He'll lose a yard on the play, but does a nice job recovering after a 2nd errant snap in this football game for the Red Elephants.
Yeah, heads up play by the junior quarterback. And, that's rare to see from Crew Moldor, the center. He's a senior, 6'4", 275 pounds, committed to Louisville. But that's the 2nd errant snap we've seen from a 3-star recruit.
A loss of 2, out of bounds at the 36-yard line. So 2nd down and 22 now for the Red Elephants with 3:08 to play in the half.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of hurts Gainesville on that drive, unless they can convert this, long situation they're in, but the clock is stopped at 3:08, so it might be giving Carrollton a little bit of extra time. They get one more possession.
Here's the pressure. Nice job. Hewley dodges it and then throws. Pass broken up. That is a fantastic play. Dorian Barney gets a hand in there and knocks it away, and it sets up 3rd and long.
Yeah, he's one of the top corners in the country. Big-time playmaker for this Trojans defense, future Michigan Wolverine.
We had a wide open lane for Jameer Harris, blitzing from his middle linebacker position. Forced Hewley to step up in the pocket and get that pass away a little bit earlier than he wanted to.
Yeah, and Hewley on that last play, even though it was an incomplete pass, but he just shows you his athleticism, his ability inside the pocket to make a guy miss. And it was a strong throw, but just good coverage by Dorian Barney.
Hewley on 3rd and long. Has some time, running out of time. Running out of room, going to throw, and the pass is broken up again. Aiden Roseman that time on a pass intended for legend Wilmot. Wilmot had it in his hands, was starting to bring it in, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do as a corner. Punch the ball away, and Roseman executes that perfectly, 4th down.
Yeah, Hewley's ability to make guys miss and strong throw, and really a catchable ball. But like you said, Jeff, just a great job by Roseman, the sophomore safety, to get his hands in and punch that one out.
Punt away. Gainesville fair catch is called for. Oof, that was a...
Yeah.
Boy, Zachary's leg bent kind of awkwardly as he was grabbing that football, but he seems to be fine. And so Carrollton will take over inside their own 30. Well, let's take a look at Cameron Wood, who's had a fantastic first half of football.
Yeah, and shout out to Carrollton's offensive line. They're creating big holes for Cam Wood, and that carry right there, he didn't get touched till after 10 yards.
Yeah, it's just fantastic blocking downfield, and then Wood's ability to just bounce off of guys. And here on this play, the Caravan was so great, they didn't have anybody to block till the goal line.
Man, all these runs you're seeing, no one's touching him within 10 yards. And this one, he did have to break a couple of tackles there. Great run by Cam Wood. And he's kind of got put into this running back position, and he's doing a great job.
He's going to get the carry on 1st down, running right from his own 28-yard line, and that might be his shortest carry of the game. And he's going to get 4 yards, and I think any coach would take a 4-yard run on 1st down. But for Wood, that's going to be underachieving based on how he's carried the football in the first half.
Yeah, his yards per rush going down after only getting 4 yards there. But, Carrollton probably wants to eat a little bit of clock here. Even if they don't score, they want to make sure that Gainesville doesn't get another possession here in the first half.
Don't want to turn the ball over. We have had no turnovers in the game so far. Cypher going to throw a quick hitter to the near side for another 4-yard gain. I think that was Rontre Welch with the catch at the 36. We'll spot him at the 35.
Yeah, Cypher will probably tell you he's got to make a better ball there, and Welch would have had a chance to pick up the 1st down, but a little low, so Welch had to go down to get it.
3rd down and 3. Red Elephants fans trying to fire up their defense. Wood going to motion out of the backfield. Cypher is going to throw, and that pass is almost picked off. That was James in coverage.
4th down for the Trojans.
Actually, I think that might have been Xavier Griffin. Got his hands near the football, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That one actually got through to Zachary, but thought for sure that the Gainesville defender was going to get his hands on it. exactly what the Red Elephants wanted. Forced a 3 and out. There's still $1:47 on the clock.
You surprised Carrollton didn't try to run the football there?
Yeah, I mean, they ran it on first down, only picked up 4 yards, but yeah, it's third and manageable.
And now a timeout's going to be called by Gainesville, as running up to the line of scrimmage was Mason Holtzclaw, looking like he might run a play, and Gainesville's going to have to burn a very precious timeout here. They've got one remaining in the first half, and they're going to get the ball back with time to mount a drive here. And you've seen Phillip Williams, he can be pretty deadly in punt return, so he's back there. You got to make sure you got everything right, and that Carrollton doesn't try to sneak one in on you on a 4th and 3.
Yeah, I think no way Joey King was going to let his guys go for it there, but a heads-up play, you force Gainesville to burn their second timeout here in the first half. I mean, that's a timeout you might want in your back pocket. You get a nice drive here to close out the final $1:45.
Well, folks, at halftime, Zach and I will unveil our top 10 plays of the week from MaxPreps. It's always fun to watch those.
Yeah, I think
a lot of great high school plays. I mean, the athleticism is just off the charts.
I think they only have to find 9 for next week, because Hewley's touchdown throw is going to be one of the 10.
Yeah, we've already marked one.
Yes.
That's easy enough.
It's a matter of where it fits in.
Holtzclaw to the line of scrimmage. You just don't want to jump off sides if you're Gainesville.
And Carrollton's got 3 timeouts. I'd expect King to just call timeout here if he doesn't get him to jump.
Holtzclaw, long look to the sideline. Now he's going to step back. And he's going to run it, and he's got a first down.
Wow.
Almost looked like he was going to quick kick it, which is a formation they did with C.J. Cypher earlier in the game, but Holtzclaw on a running play gets a first down, and the drive continues for Carrollton.
And my mistake. I thought, no way they're going for this 4th and 3, and just a great run by the senior quarterback, Holtzclaw. Great job by the offensive line, creating an easy hole for an easy first down.
And now Cypher back in the game to take things over from here. Cypher's looking to throw, right side, has a man, pass caught on the Red Elephant side of the field, the 49-yard line. The catch made by Rontre Welch. That's a gain of about 5 yards.
And Carrollton still has all 3 timeouts as we're nearing the 1-minute mark.
Cypher looking to throw again. Dodges a tackler. He's going to throw. He's got a man open. And once again, that's Peyton Zachary. He'll be run out of bounds shy of the 20-yard line. Another first down for the Trojans.
And, I mean, C.J. Cypher sure does not play the quarterback position like a freshman. Good job to stay behind the line of scrimmage, find Zachary wide open for a big chunk play near the red zone.
Carrollton taking their time. Zachary ran out of bounds. That stopped the clock. Cypher's got Cameron Wood back in the game to his left. And he's going to look to throw. Looking down the middle, has all day, has a man open, pass caught, touchdown.
There he is, Ryan Mosley. Big play, wide receiver, committed to Georgia. And it looked like the DB fell down. Easy touchdown grab for Ryan Mosley as C.J. Cypher. Easy throw for him. Nice job to step up in the pocket. DB fell down. Easy touchdown for Ryan Mosley.
Third touchdown of the first half. First passing touchdown for Cypher in the game. And Peyton Zachary's out there looking to add another 2-point conversion to the other 2 he's already been successful with in this first half. And after showing that, they're going to let Vargas line up for an extra point. Good snap. Kick blocked. Oh, maybe they should have let Zachary do the 2-point conversion after all.
Maybe they should go back to that. But, man, it all goes back to that 4th and 3. Mason Holtzclaw picking it up on kind of not fake punt, but, you know, punting situation most likely looked like. Nice job by Xavier Griffin to get in there and block the PAT.
That keeps it at a 2-possession game, 22-8. It would have been a 2-possession game anyway, but now just the conventional touchdown plus extra point. Yep. It was a great pass from Cypher to Mosley from 23 yards away for a touchdown. Now the Red Elephants, they get the football. Zach, you mentioned this, to begin the second half of play. You've got 48.5 seconds on the clock and one timeout you can use. We'll see if Gainesville elects to try to get down the field and get some type of a score, or if they're content to run the ball a couple of times and take it into halftime.
Yeah. Yeah, and you also, on that first opportunity on the 4th and 3, forced Gainesville to burn their second timeout.
This ball returnable from the 1-yard line. Gainesville looking for some good field position, and that'll be a 29-yard return for Wilmot out to the 30.
What a big hit by Caden Spratling there. He kind of looked like Superman taking him down on the hit.
Nice job by Wilmot keeping his feet. He was tripped around just shy of the 20 and able to keep rolling out to the 30 before he was tackled.
That's a great hit by Spratling, the future Memphis Tiger.
I think I saw his parents when I was walking in, or at least a family member. There was someone wearing a Spratling jersey as I was walking into the field tonight.
Yeah, Carrollton's defense, too, very talented on all 3 levels. Very good linebacking core with Spratling and C.J. Gamble. Then obviously the secondary led by Dorian Barney.
Newkirk first down carry. He'll get 4 yards out to the 34-yard line. This might be the answer. We're wondering if the Red Elephants would just run the ball a couple of times. They're quickly up to the line of scrimmage, but there's under 30 seconds left in the half. Power formation left. Newkirk again. He's going to get out to the 39.
Newkirk again on the carry.
See if Red Elephants want to use their final timeout. They are not. Surprised they're still running a play here, but they will. Newkirk will pick up the first down and take it to the 43-yard line, and that won the first half.
They're kind of surprised they, played it a little safe on that drive, but they're fine going into half, 22-8.
Well, Carrollton, 4-0 on the year. They lead it by 14 at the half. We'll be back with the MaxPreps Game of the Week halftime show in just a few moments. Please stay with us.
The MaxPreps Game of the Week is brought to you by GoFan, the leading ticketing solution for high schools. Skip the line and get your tickets instantly on the GoFan app. And by the NFHS Network. Watch your favorite teams live and on demand with the largest broadcast network for high school sports.
Our number one priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools that protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
Let's get to it. Your top 10 plays of the week as seen on the NFHS Network. San Marin, Daniel Rolovich to Nico Garbarino in the back of the end zone. He pulls it down. What a throw on the run. And the catch for the score. Number 9, East Lansing, Michigan. BJ Ardisti, the throw off his back foot. He finds his man, Nevian Yarbrough, and he's off to the races for the score. What a throw, what a catch, what a run. Let's go to play number 8, Williamsport. Jordan Wigfall dancing all over the field, cutting back through defenders. Can he get in? Of course he'll get in. That's play number 8. Volume up on this one.
On 1st and 10, Seaborn back to pass. Looking right, lets one go down the middle, has a receiver. He's got him. Touchdown, Warriors. Touchdown, Dietrich Kimbrough.
Go, Kimbrough.
Go, Kimbrough. Play number 7. Let's get to play number 6. Roswell, Trey Smith to Willis Campbell. Campbell, look at him dive. Now this slow-mo, it looks like, was it an interception? No, they're going to say Willis Campbell held onto the ball. He hits the ground, touchdown, then the strip of the ball. Controversy, but that's play of the week right there. Play number 6. Let's get to play number 5. Levon Morton from South Oak Cliff. He's going to get this punt. There he is. He burst down the right sideline. He's going to get hit right about now. But it doesn't matter. He bounces off it and gets into the end zone for the punt return. Let's head to Colorado. Braylon Tolliver. Is he down? No, he's not. He keeps his feet going. Then is he down right here? No, he keeps his feet going. Braylon Tolliver, what a run. Play number 4 in Colorado. Let's go to Peyton Zachary, Carrollton High School. You're familiar with Carrollton High School very much right now. Look at Zachary. Where's he going to go? He goes backwards, finds some open space, looking for a block. That guy's standing there. Oh, he sees a block in front of him, finds a little seam, and he gets into the end zone right there. Carrollton High School. You know them well. Let's go to play 2. Turn up the volume.
Alulu with pressure coming, going to throw a deep ball. He's got a man with a step, and what a catch by Williams, and he walks into the end zone for a touchdown. Zach, that might be a top 10 MaxPreps play of the week.
Look at that. I mean, his ability to just let that ball drop right in his hands, takes it to the house.
Jeff Kirk, Zach Pop on the call. MaxPreps Game of the Week. Hopefully we get more plays like that in our Game of the Week. That's happening. All right, let's get to play number 1. We got to rewind this. Lael Frederick literally takes the punt from the punter's foot into the end zone. Craziness happens. That's your number 1 play this week.
That's one of my favorite segments, that top 10 plays of the week, Zach, as we look at our top.
Your voice on one of those.
That's
as well,
right, yeah. So. We were both on that one. Our top 25 national rankings. We looked at the top 10 earlier, but once again, this is a good group. And how would you gauge the movement of some of the teams in the top 25 over the last week?
Yeah, you know, there really wasn't a ton of movement last week. You saw Chaminade Madonna jumped in after beating American Heritage 28-24. You know, top 10 kind of the same. Mission Viejo made a nice jump a couple of spots, number 9. Then Aquinas got back into the top 10 as well. So, you know, there's a lot of big games this week, though. Mater Dei's got Corona Centennial later tonight. You can watch that one on the NFHS Network, along with number 3, Bishop Gorman against East St. Louis, another game you can watch on the NFHS Network. So those will be 2 games to kind of watch.
Jeff Kurt, Zach Poff with you here at halftime from Gainesville, Georgia, as Carrollton with a 22-8 lead over the Red Elephants. And as we look at that first half, boy, I was so impressed with the play calling of head coach Joey King. A lot of plays run to the right side of the field, throw back left, run to the left side of the field, throw back right. They were doing a really good job setting up this defense that pursues very well for Gainesville.
Yeah, and maybe his best play call was that 4th and 3, getting that conversion with his backup quarterback. And then a few plays later, you saw Peyton Zachary, who you saw as the number 3 play for the top 10 plays of the week, made that big catch. And then the easy touchdown grab for Ryan Mosley to get it to 22-8.
And Carrollton's had some penalties in the first half, but Zach, they've been able to overcome a lot of those penalties as well. Gainesville, a few of those penalties, unable to get a lot of momentum out of them. What's been the difference in the first half in your mind?
Yeah, you know, I think penalties have been pretty good so far. Not a ton that have really changed the momentum of the game, but I think you know, they're down 22-8, Gainesville is, but you have a guy like Kareem Hewley at quarterback. He's going to have a chance to really get these guys back in the game.
Well, folks, halftime continuing here at Gainesville as a 22-8 score. Carrollton leading it. We'll be back with more here on the MaxPreps Game of the Week in just a few moments, folks. Please stay with us.
They scored! Cross comes in!
gone, folks. Look at him go. We're going to have to watch the clock.
Our number one priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools that protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
The Carrollton band performing out on the field for what's been a pretty good halftime show. As far as high school halftime shows go, this is a band that there's a lot of, we talk a lot about football practice. A lot of football practice needs to take place so everyone knows where to go. But I am almost more impressed with a marching band that can walk backwards while playing the trumpet or the trombone. That's pretty remarkable out there. Let's look at the first half highlights from this game, and a lot of Carrollton scores, and a lot of it coming from Cameron Wood, who big gains throughout the first half, a lot of easy running as his offensive line has been doing a great job opening up some space, and that's that first touchdown of the game, and then followed by a Peyton Zachary 2-point conversion. You saw Zachary as one of the top 10 plays of the week with a long punt return against Olivia Springs last week, and then on the other side, pretty good running game between Nigel Newkirk and Dwight Lewis, but then this pass play, the lone score of the first half, Cameron James hauls in a great one, and if that's not on the top 10 plays of the week, we got to complain to management next week. And then here is the 2-point conversion that tied the game up at 8, a nice stretch across the goal line by Landon Williamson, but then Carrollton back with some big plays on 3rd and 4th down. Zachary with a big reception to get his team closer, and then once again a fantastic run by Cameron Wood, this from 11 yards out, and Zachary a 2-point conversion again to make it 16-8, and then later on overcoming a 4th down situation where they faked a punt. Ryan Mosley, his first touchdown reception of the game, as Cypher connected with him. They tried the extra point this time, and Zach, you and I both agreed maybe 2-point conversions from here on out. That extra point was blocked, and that's how we landed 22-8 here in the first half.
Impressive job, Jeff. I mean, you went through all the highlights there, just like Vince Scully all by yourself. Crushed it.
Oh, thanks. You know what? You get a break from time to time.
Yeah, take a quick break real quick, but yeah, Carrollton, 2 nice drives to really close out the first half, and they got all the momentum. So this will be a big drive for Gainesville to come out of the second half, see what they can get with their junior quarterback, Kareem Hewley. You're going to want to stick to this one here, our MaxPreps Game of the Week.
The MaxPreps Game of the Week is brought to you by GoFan, the leading ticketing solution for high schools. Skip the line and get your tickets instantly on the GoFan app. And by the NFHS Network. Watch your favorite teams live and on demand with the largest broadcast network for high school sports. High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Halftime continuing as the Gainesville marching band out on the field now. And, oh boy, both of these marching bands, I don't know if...
It's impressive.
Got to check with Stephen Lawler, who does all of our productions for the NFHS network here in Georgia, but I don't know if they do a marching band competition that we stream on the NFHS network, but boy, I'd watch the heck out of this. This is really good stuff. But folks, we're going to break away from the marching band to talk about notable alumni, as we like to do on the MaxPreps Game of the Week, and we will start with Carrollton. Oh, we'll keep a little bit on the band there. We can do both at the same time, but this is a nice, as it is with every single one of these that we bring up over the last few weeks, a nice group of alumni for the Carrollton Trojans.
Yeah, Chaz Chambliss went on to play at Georgia. Caleb Odom and Julian Lewis, that was a great quarterback wide receiver duo. Julian Lewis now at Colorado. Caleb Odom started at Alabama, now he's at Ole Miss. And MJ Morris had a good career here to close out his high school career as a senior. And that was Joey King's first year at Carrollton with MJ Morris. They went 12-2 that year.
Well, that is a good class, a group of notable alumni for Carrollton. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Red Elephants. And you've got a nice mix here with Micah Owings, former pitcher, played for the Arizona Diamondbacks at one point in time.
Kind of turned into a position player later in his career, maybe.
He was the
not quite as good as Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani light of the time, back when, oh my gosh, this guy's playing in the field and pitching. That's weird. And certainly Shohei Ohtani has made that seem like that's a piece of cake. But at the pro level, that's
Blake
tough.
Sims, former quarterback at Alabama. Deshaun Watson led Gainesville to their only state title in 2012. And, Deshaun Watson put up big-time numbers during his career. He's the number 4 all-time passer in the state of Georgia, 13,077 yards. His 155 touchdown passes are good for number 4 all-time as well. And Alex Payne, big-time offensive lineman now at USC. So a good group from Gainesville. I would lean Gainesville for the better group of notable alumni just because of Blake Sims and then obviously Deshaun Watson. TJ Jones as well, played at Notre Dame, played in the NFL for a little bit.
This is where the YouTube chat starts to blow up with Carrollton alumni going, wait just a minute.
Yeah, you probably get a little bias in that as well. So if you're a Carrollton alum, you're probably sticking with the Trojans regardless, and the same goes for Gainesville. But I think it's pretty easy choice for me. So.
And while we keep this graphic up on the screen for just a moment, folks, you may have noticed like the Red Elephants. This really leapt out at me.
I was surprised you waited till halftime to get to this.
Well, Gainesville, the Red Elephants, they are the only school in the country with the Red Elephants as the mascot. And there's some interesting lore behind this and some conflicting stories. But basically, some of it is that Grantland Rice, the sports writer from a long time ago, very famous, really kind of the king of sports writing, really helped create that genre. There was some talk that he was watching Gainesville play when they were undefeated in the 20s and said, boy, they look like a bunch of Red Elephants marching down the field.
1920s.
Yes.
Wow.
And then some people said it was an announcer who mentioned it. Someone said it was a different sports writer.
Who are you going with?
I like the Grantland Rice story personally, but regardless, in 1935, the school said, hey, we're going to just embrace this Red Elephants mascot. And in some Eastern philosophy, Red Elephants, strength and courage. It represents strength and courage.
Wow.
So I'm sure Gainesville, they've got Red Elephants all over the place. One of the most unique school mascot names in the country, and they're the only ones who are the Red Elephants.
This is why you stay with us at halftime. You get some great reporting from our play-by-play guy, Jeff Kurtz here. I mean, that's a lot of homework right there and figuring it out. Our editor, one of our writers, Aaron Williams, will love that story. He's a big mascot guy, so now it makes it easier for him to know that the Red Elephants are the only Red Elephants in the entire country.
That's right. Folks, if I'm not bringing that type of trivia to you in this game, given my partner's extensive knowledge of high school football, I become quickly useless. So
far from the truth.
Let's go ahead and look at some of the great matchups we've got coming up later on this evening. Now, for you East Coast folks, if you want to stay up, there are some very good games here. All of these are West Coast games, all of them in Nevada and California at Modern Day Centennial, the number 1, the number 21 teams in the country. Sarah out of San Mateo coming down to play St. John Bosco. Sarah in the Bay Area.
And Sarah, the same second place. Tom Brady and Barry Bonds graduated from high school.
East St. Louis coming over to play Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas, where Zach and I will be next week for that modern-day Bishop Gorman game. Mission Viejo taking on Lincoln down in San Diego, and then Santa Margarita and Oaks Christian battling it out in the CIF Southern section. So look, for you insomniacs on the East Coast, this is the game. These are the games you want to check out going into late in the evening. And Zach, I think you're staying up, yes?
Yes, I was telling you, man.
That?
Yeah, going back to the hotel, I'm going to be able to watch these games on the NFHS network. I can't wait for that modern-day Corona Centennial game. And, East St. Louis, they're the first team out of the top 25 at number 26. They played Bergen Catholic, who's ranked at number 15, very well. Lost 22-21 after a block punt that got returned for a touchdown. And Bergen went for the two-point conversion and got the dub. And Mission Viejo, they look great this year, too.
They have. They took care of Folsom next week. I thought that would be a much more competitive game. So, great coverage coming your way, all on the NFHS Network, your home for high school sports. You want to make sure you have your monthly pass or annual pass for that. Back with more from halftime right after this.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
They scored! Cross comes in!
He gone, folks. Look at him go. We're going to have to watch the clock.
Halftime continuing. Gainesville fans hoping their team can come back here in the second half, trailing 22-8. And
they're not looking too thrilled. I mean, I guess I wouldn't either if my team's losing 22-8. But there's a lot of game left.
There is, and that band performance was really good. So
great.
You would think that would pep you up a little bit, but we'll see how the second half unfolds. Let's go ahead and look at the top 10 teams in the state of Georgia. Obviously, these are two of them. The number 3 team, Carrollton, the number 4 team, Gainesville, but let's look at the rest. We had covered Grayson at the beginning of the year, Zach, and they have continued to roll on to a 4-0 record, and Buford right behind him with 3-0.
Yeah, and Grayson, quarterback's out for the year, and Travis Burgess, tough blow, but they've still continued to win games. They're idle this week. You got number 2 playing number 7 right now. Buford's up 24-6 against Douglas County. Dayton Rayola with the touchdown pass in that one, the younger brother of Dylan Rayola. We got 3 and 4 here. Milton's only loss came against number 2 Buford early in the season opener at their new $62 million stadium. And Langston Hughes got a big win last week against Douglas County, so you saw them jump up to number 6 in the state of Georgia. Thomas County Central, they're scoring a bunch of points this year. And McEachern's off to a great start this season as well. And then Creekside at number 10, who got a big 70-28 win against Texas Power DeSoto.
This is our last trip to Georgia on the MaxPreps Game of the Week, at least as far as we know, unless there's something changes in the schedule. But at least that's how it looks right now. As you look at that top 10, Zach, it really sets up the playoffs. extremely well. It should be a very competitive GHSA playoff run for all these teams, regardless of what division they're in. But as you look at that, you think Grayson has the staying power to go all the way? Buford, I mean, and then Carrollton as well. There's some really good teams here that are going to be facing each other down the stretch.
Yeah, the Burgess injury kind of changes a lot of things, but Grayson, they got depth everywhere. Tyler Atkinson, who missed the first couple of games, he's back and healthy, 5-star linebacker. He was our National Junior of the Year last season. And Carrollton, they're in 6A with those groups. And then you got Gainesville in 5A with teams like Milton. And I think Gainesville and Carrollton, they're both going to have a chance to make a deep playoff run this year.
And if you're a team with a dynamic quarterback, you lose that quarterback, but your defense is so good. Now, how do you shift around if you're someone like Grayson? Do you say, hey, we got to go a little more run heavy? Do we put a little more on the running game and then trust our defense to win us some games? How do you go about that?
Well, I think that's, unfortunate that Burgess did get hurt, but he got hurt early in the season. So that allows their other quarterback to come in, get some valuable time under center. And you'll probably see them use Deuce a little more as the season goes on. But, in the game we did against Collins Hill, they showed you they got a great rushing attack as well. So I think Grayson will be fine, but obviously not having their 4-star quarterback, that's going to, make them an easier opponent to beat when you get into the playoffs.
Well, Gainesville and Carrollton finishing their warm-ups. The Red Elephants will get the ball to begin the second half of play. As I think back to our keys to the game, and let's just look at those again, Zach, and assess how those went in the first half for both of these teams. We talked about the offensive line and winning that line, and then for Gainesville, they've got to handle things on the defensive side, but I would say the edge to the offensive line for Carrollton in the first half.
Yeah, especially with the ability they were able to run the ball. And I've been impressed with C.J. Cypher. He, last week we had Koamalu'ulu, a sophomore quarterback at Bosco. We get a freshman this week in C.J. Cypher, and he sure doesn't play like he's from the class of 2029.
Carrollton head coach Joey King's got to be really pleased with how that's been. We said first test for the freshman. At least through the first half, he's passed with flying colors.
Yeah, he's playing great. And, we talked about Gainesville balancing the offense, but Carrollton has done a great job running the ball successfully, and then C.J. Cypher throwing it to guys like Peyton Zachary along with Ryan Mosley.
Yeah, Cameron Wood, the running back for Carrollton in that first half, we didn't have a lot of conversation about him in our pregame, but he has put us on notice for certain, and you can get a big hole to run through, but you got to do something with it after you get across the line of scrimmage, and he's been doing a great job, 2 rushing touchdowns in that first half.
Yeah, he came into this year with 28 carries for 229 yards and 6 touchdowns. And, a lot of the Carrollton starters on offense have really just played a half of football outside of that 28-21 win against Rome.
Vargas to kick things away for Carrollton, going right to left across your screen in the white jerseys. That's a low line drive kick, and it will be in the end zone for a touchback, right near the near side pylon across the goal line. And so Gainesville will have the football to begin the second half of play at their own 20-yard line to start out. They had 8 first downs in the first half of play, 4 penalties for the Red Elephants in the first half for 35 yards. They had drives that started from their own 20, their own 4, the 43, 29, and 30. They went punt, missed field goal, touchdown, punt, and end of half in those 5 possessions.
Yeah, I think this is a big drive for Gainesville here to start the second half, down 2 scores. If they can get a drive right here, kind of get momentum back on their side to start off here in the third quarter. And anytime you got Hewley back there at quarterback, you always got a chance.
Handoff on first down, and credit this Carrollton defensive line. You've got some dynamic runners in Nigel Newkirk and Dwight Lewis for Gainesville, but they've been pretty much been able to keep them from getting going a lot in that first half of play.
Yeah, Lewis had a couple of big runs, then Newkirk had 1 or 2, but Carrollton's done a good job of limiting the ball carriers to a couple yards when they get the opportunity.
Gain of 1 on that first play, 2nd down and 9. Hewley looking to throw, looking to the right side, now looking across the middle, going through his progressions, finds a guy on the far side, and he's got himself a first down to the 35-yard line as that pass is pulled in by legend Wilmot.
I just love the ability of Hewley to, make moves in the pocket, but he doesn't take off and run. He's looking for receivers open down the field. A good job to roll out to his left and just a off-balance throw right on the money.
Gain of 15 to the 36-yard line. Bobbled snap, and Hewley is just going to go down as he will be hit in the backfield and stopped. Nice job by Keontae Kidd coming up from his outside linebacker spot to make the tackle.
Yeah, I thought maybe we might get a penalty there, but nice hit by Kidd as Hewley tried to make a play. Almost looked like helmet to helmet, but nice tackle by Kidd.
Like he was just almost falling down, sliding down, and that's a loss of 6 yards. So once again, another rough snap for Gainesville, hurting the Red Elephants. It's the third one of the game that hasn't been handled cleanly. Not all of these have been on Hewley. He's going to fire a pass to the near side, and that'll be a 5-yard gain to the 35-yard line. Actually,
looked like
incomplete. Excuse me.
Hit the turf there, and that's just tough. You have a nice throw to pick up the first down, then an errant snap, and then a drop ball. Now you're looking at 3rd and 16.
And last pass intended for Phillip Williams. I should have read the body language better on that one. Williams did not. I thought he wasn't pleased because he was going to make a cut and get more than 5 yards, but turns out he short hopped that football.
And Williams usually pretty sure-handed. He's the leading receiver for this Red Elephant squad.
Lewis in the game at running back. He's to Hewley's right in the backfield. And now we got a penalty marker flying in, and it's going to be a false start against the Red Elephants is the initial indication.
False start.
Yeah, just a tough opening drive for Gainesville. You have the bad snap, and now you get a false start, and all of a sudden you're looking at 3rd and 21.
Trying to get some momentum. Bill Cowher, former Pittsburgh Steelers head coach, now CBS studio show analyst, said always the most important drive of the football game is the first drive of the third quarter, because either the offense can establish something or the defense can make a stop. And right now Carrollton trying to get one here, rushing 4. They're going to throw across the middle is Gainesville, and a nice tackle in the open field on the tight end, Landon Williamson. We've got a penalty marker back in the backfield. And we've got a couple of players down as well, one for each team.
And a great tackle by Jay Hagan, one of the backup DBs, 5'11", 180 pounds. Looks like the penalty's on Gainesville, so Carrollton will decline this one.
A holding penalty after the 5-yard pass play to the 30.
Hold. Offense.
And that is declined. So 4th down coming up, 4th and 16.
Yeah, just a great job by Jay Hagan here, open field tackle on the big tight end, Landon Williamson, 6'3", 225 pounds.
That's an easy tackle to make.
Yeah, great secondary for this Carrollton Trojans bunch. You know, Tyler Boyd, we haven't called his name a lot. He's been one-on-one lockdown coverage, sophomore DB, and then obviously Dorian Barney's been all over the field here in the first 2+ quarters.
Well, you had, I think it was one of the offensive linemen. Let's see who it is. Looks like favoring his shoulder there is
That's
number
tough.
77.
Yeah, Tyler Ford, 6'5", 320-pound junior. He's a 3-star recruit, one of the best offensive tackles in the class of 2027.
Well, it looks like he was blocking and got called for the hold, and then as his rusher on that side collided with the quarterback, someone else came in from the other side and collided with Ford.
Yeah, tough opening drive for Gainesville. Had a 3rd and long situation, and then now one of your best offensive linemen looks like an elbow injury.
And Carrollton with an opportunity to get decent field position, and Zachary makes the catch, and he's going to be tackled immediately at the 38-yard line.
I think he was trying to get on the top 10 plays of the week, like you saw him at halftime from that great punt return last week.
Looking to make a move there, but nice pursuit by the punt return team for Gainesville. And so taken over at their own 38-yard line is Carrollton, but they have shown the ability to move the football. 5 possessions in the first half, Zach. They scored on 3 of them.
Yeah, and, you know, especially those last couple of drives, you get a look at the senior quarterback, Mason Holtzclaw, starting here in the 3rd quarter, and he really made the biggest play on that 4th and 3 conversion in the final 2 minutes.
Cameron Wood in the backfield. He's going to get the carry. He's going to cross the 40-yard line after absorbing a hit and will be wrestled out of bounds near the 46. Once again, Cameron Wood. I mean, if you're going to get 7, 8, 9 yards on a first down carry, that really opens up the playbook for the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and what impresses me the most from the senior tailback, usually the first guy doesn't bring him down. He's doing a great job putting this offense in great situations.
10 first downs in the first half for Carrollton, as Wood on the carry will take it to midfield and pick up another first down for the Trojans.
And Carrollton's offense has done exactly what you want in a hostile environment on the road. You know, Gainesville tied it up 8-8. Crowd was going wild, and you really haven't heard much from the crowd. because Carrollton had a couple of nice touchdown drives to close out the first half, and they're keeping that momentum here in the final 24 minutes.
And it's standing room only, especially on the near side, as looking to throw his Holtzclaw. Pressure coming. He gets the pass off. Zachary on the far side makes a move and will step out of bounds right near the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him no gain on the play, and will set up 2nd down and 10. Nice pressure this time off the edge from Caden Fasong. There it is. People are, you see some empty seats.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful night here in Gainesville. And
great night.
Why not stand on the rail?
A nice job by Xavier Griffin on that last play to get out and make the play on Peyton Zachary, who's a very shifty wide receiver.
Holtzclaw going to look to the sideline as the play call coming in. 9:53 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. First possession of the 2nd half for the Trojans. They already have a 1st down. Play action. Holtzclaw steps back, looking to throw. Throwing down the middle. He's got a Zachary, and then almost picked off by the Red Elephants as the ball slightly overthrown.
Pass intended for number 1, Zachary.
Yeah, nice job by Elijah Watson in coverage. He got his hands on it, but just couldn't come down with it. A overthrow by Holtzclaw. Would have been a tough catch for the corner to make. 5'9", 165-pound senior.
Big 3rd down coming up here for Gainesville's defense. If they can get a stop and get the football back, keeping Carrollton off the board and keeping this a 2-score game. A lot of time left in this one. 4 receiver set for Holtzclaw, 3 to the near side. He's going to roll out, pressure coming. He's going to throw it away, and that's all he could do. Nice job by the defensive line for Gainesville, finally getting in there. Jamarion Matthews was in the backfield.
4th down for the Trojans.
Got Fasong in there as well.
Yeah,
no, actually, looks like it's Newkirk who was in the game.
Yeah, and just a good job by Gainesville defense to nice little stun action, and Matthews with a nice play.
And Carrollton doing it again. You've got the defense just kind of walking off the field, thinking, okay, clearly a punt situation, special teams coming on, and suddenly Holtzclaw's still out there, and he's lining his team up. And Gainesville Red Elephants are forced to burn a timeout. They had like 14 guys on the field.
Yeah, and partner, that's where it's tough when they do the double numbers. That was Marshall Leonard getting the pressure with Matthews as well. 6'1", 225-pound backup defensive lineman.
Thank you. Thank you for that. That's right. Marshall Leonard on the defensive side.
But yeah,
I was surprised. I'm like, I don't think that's Newkirk unless suddenly he's going both ways.
Yes, right.
Yeah, that's why we have each other's back, Zach.
Yes, I've messed up plenty of times. So, but yeah, just heads up play again by Coach King. You force Gainesville to burn a timeout. They'll probably need later on in this one. Already trailing 22-8. So, if they're still trailing in the 4th quarter, that'll definitely be a timeout they'd want back.
Yeah, and now that the punt team has come out for Carrollton, that's a huge win for the Trojans, forcing Gainesville to burn that time out, and then you're just punting the football away anyway. You'll take that for this. If that's the only outcome of this possession,
yeah,
you're fine with it.
Yeah, Joey King comes in 122-10 overall, one of the best high school football coaches in the country.
Williams back to receive. He is going to let this bounce. And Gainesville will take over.
I never saw it.
I didn't either.
It was definitely a short punt because the ref is running up a long way on the sideline there.
They keep walking. That's a net 10-yard punt. Boy, that's unusual for Vargas. I was looking down at Williams, and he's just walking off the field. Everyone else is walking off the field, and the referees are walking up the field.
Yeah, I never saw it. I was doing the same thing as you. I thought, did it go through the end zone? Then I saw the ref keep walking down the sideline. So big drive for Gainesville's offense. Let's see if they kind of open it up for the 4-star Clemson commit Hewley at quarterback.
It's a huge break for the Red Elephants, who might have had the ball inside their 10-yard line. Here's a handoff. Newkirk, he's across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. Boy, you think Carrollton's going to pin Gainesville deep, and now Gainesville is almost to midfield in one play.
Yeah, that was a tough punt. Like you said, you're expecting that punt to go inside the 10.
Strong side left formation for Hewley. Newkirk stays in the game. Play action, quick hitter. That's a 1st down. Nice catch on the far side.
Hewley's pass complete to number 7.
That was caught by Colin Porterfield for the 1st down, as the ball now spotted at the 45-yard line of Carrollton.
Yeah, I just love the ability from Hewley. He gets rid of the ball so quick, but he throws a fastball.
Hand off Newkirk, running left, trying to get around the outside. Good pursuit by the defense of Carrollton. That was Jay Hagan coming up and making the play.
He's did a good job here on both possessions here in the second half. And really, Newkirk hasn't been able to get going in this one. He comes into this one, he's ran for 100-plus yards in all 3 games this season.
Now on 2nd down and 11 after a 1-yard loss, back to the 46-yard line.
Nice to see Tyler Ford in the game at left tackle.
Play action. Hewley throwing, pass caught. That's Williams, first down to the 31.
Yeah, just nice job by Hewley. Little 3-step drop back and a perfect throw to Phillip Williams.
Now Lewis in the game at running back. Power side left formation, 2 receivers that side as well. Now man in motion to the near side is James. They're looking for James. They've got him, and another great catch by James. He's angling to his left, the pass over his back shoulder, and he stops as he's sliding down and makes the catch for another first down.
Yeah, great grab by the senior tight end.
That's just a great angle.
And Hewley throws a fastball, so that's not an easy catch to make.
The ball in the red zone at the 17-yard line. 3 receivers set to that far side of the field. Keeping it, Hewley, little toss over the shoulder of his tight end.
That would have been a tough catch to make for Landon Williams, and it would have, as you mentioned last week, a Willie Mays type of grab over the shoulder.
Yeah, you want to put it in a spot where only your receiver is going to have access to the football, or you throw it incomplete. And Williamson, the helmet, I think, got in the way. He just didn't have the vision to be able to see where that ball was coming from. Just really stuck his arms out there hoping he'd get a gift.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Lewis going to bounce off 1 tackler before he is stopped for a yard, maybe 2.
Lewis only carry.
That will set up a 3rd down situation where if you are Gainesville, Zach, I got to think this is 2-down territory for you.
Exactly what I was going to bring up. I think they're going for this on 4th down, especially you saw the field goal attempt earlier in the first quarter, about the same distance, but now on this side of the field, yeah, I would expect Gainesville to this is 4-down territory for the Red Elephants.
Newkirk back in the game replacing Lewis. No gain on that last play. Play action. Hewley with a blitz coming. Going to throw to the end zone, and that time... Oh no, Williamson had it, and then he can't complete the catch to the ground. Oh, that time I thought he was going to get a handle on it, and he did briefly, but incomplete, setting up 4th down.
Man, Peyton Zachary has made an impact on both sides of the ball. Good job to get a nice hit and able to knock it out of Williamson's hands. That was a nice ball from Hewley, but even better play from Peyton Zachary, the 3-star wide receiver committed to UNLV.
Yeah, Williamson was looking over one shoulder, and the ball was thrown over the other one as he tried to pivot around. Sometimes you see outfielders do this in baseball. The minute you have to backpedal, you're in trouble.
Yeah. So, yeah, we were right. 4-down territory for the Red Elephants.
Man in motion to the near side. Big play here for Gainesville in the 3rd quarter. Hewley back to throw, looking right, throwing right. He's going to the end zone, and that time he is going to be successful.
What a throw by Hewley. Nice job by Newkirk coming out of the backfield for the touchdown.
That is a huge 4th down play. 17-yard strike. What a pass to Newkirk out of the backfield, Zach.
Yeah, that wasn't terrible coverage, but just a perfect throw from Hewley and a nice job by Nigel Newkirk, the junior running back, to catch that one for a touchdown. Huge 4th down conversion for the Red Elephants.
Yeah, if Gainesville doesn't get that one, it's an opportunity squandered on that drive. And now on for the extra point try is Gailey, trying to make this 22-15. Kick on the way. That is going to split the uprights. Well, Gainesville does what they wanted to do with that drive, or at least do before Carrollton could here in the 3rd quarter, and that was score.
Yeah, and you get a 4th and 9, 4th and 10 situation, and a great job by Gainesville to get a one-on-one matchup with Newkirk against the linebacker Jameer Harris, and Newkirk got the win on that one.
Second touchdown pass of the game for Hewley. And let's go ahead and take a look at next week's game. Modern day Bishop Gorman.
Wow, that's a big one. Number 1 versus number 3 in Las Vegas, Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. East Coast. You're going to want to stay up late and watch that one. If you're on the East Coast, that's one of the best games of the entire season. I think we had that rated at number 2 in our top 10 games of the year on MaxPreps.
That's going to be better than anything Vegas has going on in the Sphere that evening. That's for
yes,
sure.
100%.
It's going to be a tough ticket to get.
And, you know, Bishop Gorman's still looking to beat Modern Day for the first time in program history, 0-4 against the Monarchs.
And maybe after that Kahuku game last week where Kahuku took Modern Day to the brink before the Monarchs came away with a win, perhaps Gorman thinking they might be a little bit vulnerable, but they both have a game to play first tonight.
That's tricky, too, when you start looking at that. Hey, we beat them 38-0. They only won 21-18. I don't think that matters at all. Teams play teams differently.
Here's the kick from Gailey. From the 1-yard line, the Trojans on the return. Across the 20 and then stopped before, well, let's call it the 23-yard line is where progress will stop there, and that's where the Trojans will take over.
Nice job by the junior linebacker, Darren Williams, on special teams there, bringing down Rontre Welch, the sophomore wide receiver.
So now Carrollton trying to get this back to a 2-score advantage. They were able to move the football pretty well throughout the course of the first half and stalled out at midfield on their opening possession of the third quarter. Meanwhile, we got a block in the back.
Oh, boy.
It's going to go against the Trojans, so it's going to move them back a little bit further. That is their first penalty of the second half. They had 6 in the first half for 40 yards.
And getting back to Carrollton's opening drive of the second half, that punt really hurt them because that gave Gainesville kind of a short field, and they capitalized, especially on that 4th and 9 touchdown. So it looks like going back to the freshman, C.J. Cypher, on this drive after Mason Holtzclaw was in on the previous one.
This is the worst field position for a drive for Carrollton in this football game, starting at their own 11-yard line. Before that, it had been at the 20 twice, and they've punted once and scored a touchdown on an 80-yard drive. So here on first down, they're going to put it on the ground. Not a whole lot there, maybe a couple of yards on the carry.
Yeah, nice job by Aiden Kane, and looked like might have been Xavier Griffin to finish the tackle on Cam Wood.
Now Cameron Wood, that's his shortest carry of the game, 2 yards.
Yeah,
every other one has been 8 or more.
I was about to say, I mean, it feels like he really doesn't get touched until after he's picked up a first down so far.
This is an important drive for Carrollton. I mean, I know we're at the midpoint here of the third quarter and a lot of football left to be played, but you want to keep up the offensive momentum if you can. Play action. Cypher going to step up, and down he goes. He was looking to maybe run on a little QB keeper, but instead, Gainesville gets some pressure.
Yeah, Xavier Griffin once again, nice job flying off the edge, or coming up the middle actually. And nothing C.J. Cypher could do.
Big sack for Gainesville. 4th sack of the year for Griffin.
Yeah, Gainesville really doing a good job here. Got all the momentum on that 4th down touchdown, and now one play away from forcing Carrollton on a 3-and-out.
Griffin comes at you from all angles. I mean, he can stunt up the middle like that or bounce to the outside and then chase you down to the sideline. Cypher's got Wood in the backfield to his right on 3rd down and about 13. Play action, throwing, intercepted, and a pick 6. The Red Elephants, an extra point away from tying the game.
Wow, what a great job by the junior linebacker, Darren Williams, reading C.J. Cypher's eyes, and this crowd is going nuts.
I don't even think they realized for a moment what had happened. It was so quick.
Wow.
Cypher's first interception of the year, the first interception thrown by any Carrollton quarterback, comes at a perfect time for Gainesville.
Yeah, Cypher just never saw him. Great job by Williams disguising himself and just watching Cypher's eyes. And we're an extra point away from a tie ball game.
22-21. All eyes turn to the kicker, Logan Gailey. That was about an 8-yard pick 6. Phillip Williams, the holder. Oh, bobbles the snap, and down he goes, and we're going to stay right here at 22-21.
Wow. That's, tough for Gainesville not to tie this one up, and nice job by Barney to make the tackle. Yeah, well, a great job by Darren Williams, the junior linebacker. He's reading Cypher the whole way, and boom, steps right in front of Peyton Zachary, and he takes it back for about the 10-yard pick six.
Yeah, it was a nice job. I don't think Cypher ever saw him.
Yeah. And you could see Peyton Zachary, the wide receiver, as he saw Cypher throwing him the ball. You can tell in his head he's going, no, no, no. He saw the linebacker there. Outstanding job by the Gainesville defense.
No, I think if you start at the outset of that and said, hey, you're going to get a pick six here, you're down by 1 at the end of that, yeah, you're disappointed you missed the extra point. But I think for Gainesville, that's an unexpected defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and we were talking about early in the third quarter, there was really no energy on the sideline. Crowd was quiet, and just like that, crowd's back into the game. Red Elephants got all the momentum on their side as we're at the 5-minute mark here in the third quarter. This one's lived up to the hype. You know, coming into this one, I thought this was one of the more evenly matched games we've had so far this year, and we're in a one-point affair here halfway through the third quarter.
22-21, 5 minutes to play in the third. Gailey getting set to kick this one away. Gainesville crowd fired up. And this one's going to go into the end zone for a touchback, but we have whistles everywhere, and it's like someone was offside.
The other ref saw the other one throw the flag. He's like, hey, I'll throw mine too. I was wondering
they
why
were just trying to confirm with each other, maybe.
Yeah, I was wondering why they blew the whistle way before the ball went in the end zone, but that explains why.
Either that or they're really great at anticipating a touchback. But
yeah, right.
This is going to move the ball back to the 35-yard line. So now you'll get an opportunity for a return here, most likely, if you're Carrollton. The returners for the Trojans moving up near the 10 now. Meanwhile, on the sideline, trying to hype up the defense, Legend Wilmot. Hype up his teammates. This is a Gainesville squad that has never beaten Carrollton in their school's history. Again, only the 4th time these two teams have met. Just by the numbers that we've got in the MaxPreps era, we'll call it that, but also going back to football being played in Georgia for these two schools. 112 years for Gainesville, 98 for Carrollton. On the return across the 20-25, a bit of a hole. 35-40, and then bouncing off a big hit at the 42-yard line before being wrapped up around the 44. That's good field position for Carrollton. That was Welch, who absorbed a big shot and got 3 more yards, about a 42-yard return.
The kicker, Logan Gailey, coming in, trying a little hit stick. Doesn't quite work out as he wanted, but he still get credit for the tackle there. But nice return by Welch. And, you know, I was looking forward to seeing how does CJ Cypher respond after that pick six, get a chance to see the freshman come out here. And be interesting to see how Joey King starts this drive. Probably a good chance he handed off to number 0 in the backfield, Cam Wood.
Well, credit Coach King for putting Cypher back out there. I mean, the temptation could be to put out the senior, but instead on first down, they're going to give it to Wood. Wood's going to take it across the 45, out near the 47, maybe the 48-yard line.
And Xavier Griffin everywhere, another tackle for the 5-star Alabama commit.
Song getting in there as well.
6 for the Trojans.
You know, I was excited coming into this one to see Xavier Griffin in person, and he's exceeded expectations. He's, you know, the number 1 or number 2 linebacker in the country for a reason.
Strong side right formation after a 3-yard gain. The give is to Wood again, and he is going to be stuffed in the backfield.
Xavier Griffin again. Man, his dude is everywhere.
He's taking over right now. That's a loss of 3 yards, setting up 3rd and 10 back at the 44. Well, the offensive line was winning the battle in the first half by far for Carrollton against this defensive line, but now Griffin moving more from a linebacker spot can kind of pick his spots, gaps he wants to go through, and he's blowing up plays left and right. A sack, now a tackle for a loss in the second half.
I think that's what really makes Alabama fans so excited when he gets there, is he can just play multiple positions and at a high level.
Cypher looking to throw, pressure coming again, down he goes. That time it was Jamarion Matthews.
I think Alabama's happy that he's coming with Xavier Griffin as well, 2 of the best defensive linemen in the entire country. And you know, 2 guys went to Griffin on the outside, and that opened things up for Matthews right up the middle, and nothing CJ Cypher can do.
That's a package deal.
Oh, man.
And the punting unit coming on.
I mean, USC does have the #1 recruiting class in 2026, but they're wishing that Xavier Griffin would have stayed committed to the Trojans, because he just shows you the ability that he has, and he's most likely going to be a true freshman that makes an impact at the next level.
4th and 10, Vargas to punt. This time, it's going to bounce inside the 20, only at the 18-yard line. Williams is just playing a good game, playing possum, because he came running up, and everyone looked at him, and meanwhile the ball's on the left-hand side of the field, bouncing down to the 18. So now Carrollton's defense, Zach, has to step up with 2:45 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, big opportunity for the Trojans defense, as Gainesville had the nice drive and then the pick 6 to make this one 22-21. Been impressed with Kareem Hewley as well. I mean, he's not just one of the better junior quarterbacks, but he's one of the better quarterbacks in the entire country, regardless of class.
And he's only going to get better.
Yeah.
As the season goes along and as his senior year goes along next year. Hewley on first down, going to hand it off across the 20, out near the 22-yard line. 3, maybe 4 on that carry. Newkirk with the football.
Like he's a little banged up, kind of coming off the sideline. Dwight Lewis checking in, the sophomore running back.
Yeah, that's not a bad backup to throw in there. Lewis has had some big carries in this game. Strong side right formation. They're going to run left behind the fullback, and Carrollton is all over it.
Yeah, nice job.
Everybody was in on that play.
Yeah, it looked like the senior linebacker, Jameer Harris, first one there.
And quickly joined D.A. Logan, getting his helmet in there. About 3 or 4 Trojans making that tackle. 3rd down and 8. Ball back at the 20-yard line. Big 3rd down for this Trojan defense. They were able to push the field Gainesville's way, and they get a chance. They could get the ball back right around midfield. They can get a stop here on 3rd down. Hewley looking to throw. Out route, pass caught right at the 30-yard line. That should be enough for a 1st down.
Yeah,
nice catch.
Yeah, nice throw by Hewley as well. And, Carrollton brought the pressure, and Hewley knew he had one-on-one coverage with Porterfield. Yeah, out to the 29-yard line. 8 first downs in the first half for Gainesville. They've had 5 here in the third quarter. Here's a delayed handoff. Lewis going to run to the far side of the field across the 35 and close to another first down. He'll be tackled at the 38-yard line, a gain of 9. Yeah, great job by Dwight Lewis. That ball was snapped before anyone knew it, and Hewley wisely just gave it to Dwight Lewis, who's down on the field after that run.
You got Newkirk a little nicked up after a carry a couple of plays ago, so.
Hey, see Hewley there, not ready for the snap, but does a good job to still get it in Dwight Lewis's chest, and nice run to pick up 9 yards.
So Lewis has to come out. Newkirk will come back in. 2nd down and 1. This really opens up the playbook, Zach. I mean, you could take a shot down the field if you like. Try to go for something a little bigger, maybe a play-action pass.
Yeah, this is always fun as the offensive play caller. You can really have some fun with this one. Do you want to just get the 1st down, or do you want to go deep? And, Hewley got one of the strongest arms in the entire country.
Coming down to the 1-minute mark of the third quarter. There's that quick pass. That's a 1st down. Cameron James grabs it near the 44-yard line. Move the sticks for the Red Elephants.
Yeah, you can tell just the chemistry that Hewley has with his tight end, Cam James. He's been one of his favorite targets tonight.
James was coming out of the lineup. Now he's going to stay back in. 2 receivers far side. James going to line up off the right hip of his right tackle. Hewley with a fresh set of downs. Going to give it to Newkirk running left. Newkirk across the 45 to the 46, maybe the 47. We'll see if Gainesville elects to get another playoff here before the end of the quarter. They're staring at the scoreboard, which is to our right-hand side. Last carry, Newkirk. We have about 2. Hewley does not look like he's in any rush here. And he's going to be content to let the clock wind down And that will take us to the fourth quarter. Only Gainesville scoring in the third. They've cut it to a 1-point game, 22-21. Don't go anywhere. More from Gainesville after this.
The MaxPreps Game of the Week is brought to you by GoFan, the leading ticketing solution for high schools. Skip the line and get your tickets instantly on the GoFan app. And by the NFHS Network. Watch your favorite teams live and on demand with the largest broadcast network for high school sports.
Folks, that's not a problem with the lighting here at the stadium. That's just the fourth quarter about to start. And we've got a really good one brewing here in Gainesville. 22-21 our score. Meanwhile, we got some other games about to start that are going to be pretty good as well. In about 20 minutes, kickoffs across the West. And if you're fired up after this game, you're going to want to stay up if you're on the East Coast for these. And if you're on the West Coast, we're just giving you a prelude to some really great games the rest of the night.
These are all great games, so make sure, if you're not already, subscribe to the NFHS Network, where you can watch all 5 of these matchups. You know, Modern Day Corona Centennial was listed as our number 2 rated game this week, and East St. Louis and Bishop Gorman was our 3rd rated game of the week. This one came in at number 4, and it's really showing why.
Gainesville now going right to left across your screen, trailing by 1. And we're getting things reset here. I'm not sure why they're setting up as 2nd and 10. Could be only 2nd and 8.
Yeah, I mean, all they got to do is look at the scoreboard. It's got it 2nd and 8 listed there.
They got to get this straightened out. The ball at the 41.
So it's pretty simple math, guys. Let's just put the ball at the 43, and there's your 2nd and 8. Joey King's like, hey, this is fine. I like 2nd and 10 better.
I don't think they were. Had they just crossed the 40-yard line? I thought they'd crossed the 45, but maybe I'm wrong. But that's well, and now it's confusing everybody. But it should definitely not be 2nd and 10.
No, it's 100% 2nd and 8, and it looks like, there you go.
There it is.
You're right. You're right.
They were at the
Jeff.
44, and they got to like the 46, maybe the 47-yard line. But it still should not be 2nd and 10.
Yes. Okay. Now they went a little too far. There we go. I think we're good now. So it's 2nd and 8 at their own 45. So, or no, at their own 47.
I think they might have gained a yard out of all this.
Yeah.
I thought they started at the 44-yard line, but be that as it may, it is now 2nd and 8. A little bit of shifting along that offensive front. Here is a handoff running to the left-hand side, and a nice second effort is going to take the ball close to midfield. That was Newkirk on the carry. They're going to spot him down at the 49-yard line, setting up 3rd down and 5.
And this is where it's nice to have a mobile quarterback, where you get in this 3rd and 5 situation. He can extend the play, allow his receivers to get open, and if nothing's there, he can also take off with his feet. He's ran for a touchdown in all 3 games so far this season.
Lewis back into the game. He'll replace Newkirk.
Lewis also a good receiver out of the backfield.
Strong side left formation. And in motion, actually double tight end set. 2 receivers here. Looking to throw is Hewley. He's going to throw incomplete. Looking for Lewis. It wasn't quite a screen pass, but good pressure from Carrollton's defensive front will force a 4th down.
Yeah, that was really the difference on that 3rd and 5, because he had his tight end, Cam James, wide open, asked the 1st down marker, but Trojans defense able to get some pressure, and Hewley just had to throw that one.
So the drive will stall for the Red Elephants. Punting unit on for the Red Elephants. They start at their own 18-yard line, get it out to the 49. This ball is kicked away and out of bounds. That's not going to get much yardage at all. And so Carrollton will have the football. Our officials keep walking out to the 36-yard line.
Wow. Yeah, they had a chance to really change the field position there.
Well, the defense for Gainesville has been pretty good. There's that touchdown pass to Newkirk.
That was on 4th and 9 as well, too, so that's a huge play. And then you get a look at Xavier Griffin getting pressure on Cypher for the sack. And then there's his Alabama counterpart there, Matthews. And this was the biggest play for Gainesville's defense. Great job by the junior linebacker there for the pick 6. Unfortunately for the Red Elephants, they did not convert on the extra point, and they're still trailing by 1 point, 22-21.
Yeah, a snap that was a little bit low, and Williams couldn't hold on to the football. They didn't even get the kick off. Now Holtzclaw in the game is going to send a jet sweep to the far side, Zachary, and Zachary will be tackled by Matthews at the 38-yard line for a gain of 2. A little too soon for Carrollton to think about milking the clock. We've got to pick up some first downs here, but they're certainly not going to be in any hurry.
Yeah, we'll see if they give the senior quarterback Mason Holtzclaw a chance to throw a little bit on this drive. He's been more of a running quarterback since he's come in.
Now he's going to take his time looking to the sideline. Wood is in the backfield with him to his left. 4 receivers set. Otherwise, now Wood's going to move to the right-hand side. On 2nd and 8, Holtzclaw looking to throw. He's got all day. Throwing down the middle. Man open, pass caught. Inside the 30-yard line goes Zachary for a first down. What a huge play for Carrollton.
Yeah, nice throw by Holtzclaw there. Xavier Griffin was back in coverage, and the 3-star senior quarterback drops it in just over his hand. Nice job by Peyton Zachary to find some space.
Ball inside the 25-yard line. Wood running to his left. Another big gain here for Cameron Wood. He's got a first down to the 10-yard line.
Xavier Griffin finally able to bring him down, but not before a big run for Wood once again.
Boy, that pass play by Holtzclaw. Credit the offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, he had all day to throw. First and goal. Wood in the backfield to the right. He's going to get the carry right on the outside, trying to get to the corner, and tough to bring down. Boy, hit at the 7, dives forward to the 4.
This dude's tough. I mean, first guy usually doesn't bring him down. Xavier Griffin finally able to trip him up, but not until he sets up 2nd and goal at the 5. I've been impressed with this offensive line as well. I mean, Cam Wood is not getting touched until after he gets past the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and goal. Wood now moving to the left. Zachary in motion to the far side. They're going to give it to Wood. He's got a lane. He's in the end zone. Touchdown.
Hat trick for the senior running back. And once again, he's just following his big offensive line. Zakai Helton, great job blocking. Mateo Wells as well. And Chastain Sheffield, the center. A great job establishing themselves on the left side of the offensive line. Easy touchdown run for Cam Wood.
Well, whatever adjustments Carrollton made on that possession, I mean, the defense for Gainesville was dominant in that 3rd quarter, but that looked more like the 1st quarter for Carrollton's offense.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. First points of the 2nd half for Carrollton.
Big extra point here on the way. That kick is good, and that'll make it a 29-21 game.
Yeah, a great drive by Carrollton. It all kind of started with the short punt. Gave Carrollton good field position to start the drive here on their opening possession of the 4th quarter.
First time they've scored here in the 2nd half, and that was a big one with 9:11 to play. It's still a 1-possession game, but now Gainesville would have to score a touchdown and convert on a 2-point conversion just to tie it up.
And you got to love that from your senior quarterback, Mason Holtzclaw. You know, CJ Cypher has been getting the majority of the reps in this game and this season, but Holtzclaw just staying ready, makes a big-time throw, and the offensive line, as you mentioned, did an outstanding job giving him all day to find Peyton Zachary down the field, just over the outstretched arm of Xavier Griffin.
You know, I was thinking, who does Cameron Wood remind me of?
Who's that?
It finally hit me, Christian McCaffrey.
Wow,
I mean, not now. I'm looking at one game. That's a body of work there for McCaffrey, obviously. But from the high school level, his ability to get outside, absorb a hit, and make big plays after that initial contact has been remarkable in this one.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey, he was a bad man out of the state of Colorado at Valor Christian. You know, one of the best running backs, obviously, currently in the NFL, but he was a stud back in the state of Colorado before he went to Stanford.
Yeah, Wood's running style reminds me of that.
That's not a bad guy to kind of model your game after.
That ball's in the end zone for a touchback as Vargas is back on point, and as he has done throughout most of the year. And a long field in front of the Red Elephants. An 80-yard drive necessary here with 9:11 to play. Just to tie the game.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Josh Niblett plays this one. Of course, you know, one of the best coaches, 36-6 record so far at Gainesville. But his long career at Hoover, he went 171-26 and 14 state titles and led them to 6 state titles.
So Hewley back out there, Newkirk in the backfield. Big possession for Gainesville. Newkirk on first down is not going to be able to bounce off the initial hit and will lose yardage back inside the 17.
Yeah, nice job by Caden Spratling to kind of contain the outside edge. And a nice job by Tavarius Aki as well, the junior defensive lineman.
We've been talking a lot about this Gainesville defense, but Carrollton's defense has played a very good game.
Yeah.
Giving up those 2 offensive touchdowns, the other a defensive score for Gainesville. Hewley back to throw. Has a lot of time, has all day, throws across the middle. That is a diving catch.
Yeah, I think so.
They are going to call it a reception.
Wow.
Nice job. That's a first down or a little bit close to it. Let's see where they spot it. They need to get to the 30-yard line.
And
set up third down and about half a yard. Boy, that is a great catch by Williams. Great job by our camera crew. Here's a first down reception across the 35 out to the 36-yard line and move the chains as hauling it in was James.
Yeah, James and Williams have been a nice 1-2 punch for this Gainesville passing attack. Also, Colin Porterfield has had a decent night, but Hughley's favorite 2 targets have been Philip Williams and Cam James, both the seniors.
Williamson in the game is at tight end. He'll line up on the right-hand side. Newkirk stays in the game to the left of his quarterback in the backfield. Hewley going to give it to Newkirk, running right, looking for some room, bounces to the outside. He'll pick up a couple, shy of the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Ryan Mosley in on defense there. Nice job to elude the blocker and bring down the 3-star running back.
Maybe we should have put up his defensive stats in the pregame. He's had that 1 catch for a touchdown. That's been it.
Yeah, he'll come in.
Zachary, but
yeah, he'll come in, play a little bit of safety.
Doing a good defensive line, doing a good job stringing that one out.
Yeah. And Mosley, you'll see him kind of come in on defense in big situations. Outstanding athlete.
2nd and 8. Play action. Hewley going to throw into double coverage. He's going to overthrow everybody as Williams was the target, but Jay Hagan was there in coverage. Set up 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, Jay Hagan, he's had a good second half. 5'11", 180-pound senior. Nice job in coverage. Really no chance for Philip Williams. Hagan's landed 3 offers so far: Miami of Ohio, Georgia Southern, and UT Martin.
Well, this is a big 3rd down play for Gainesville, and Carrollton get the football back. Clock stopping on that incompletion.
Yeah, I'd expect Hewley to look for his senior wide receiver, Philip Williams. Kind of been his security blanket wideout.
Williamson moves in motion to the left-hand side. Hewley looking to throw, looking right, throwing right, and that pass is going to be incomplete. Porterfield cut off the route. I think he thought the ball might be coming as a back shoulder throw, but instead it went a little bit long, and that'll make it 4th down.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, we have a penalty marker down.
Oh, boy. That was good one-on-one coverage from Tyler Boyd. Wow.
It's going to be defense, personal foul, yeah.
Wow, so Carrollton's defense helps out Gainesville. Would have been forcing a punting situation.
I didn't even notice that, and you saw Hewley smartly as a quarterback showing some leadership, going right up to Porterfield and saying, my bad on that one.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going to get a fresh set of downs. Let's see. Yep, 15-yarder.
Yeah, looks like it was after the play, personal foul. So a huge penalty on the Trojans' defense.
But right when you thought you've got to stop, the 8th penalty of the game is a biggie.
That was nice coverage on the play from Tyler Boyd, the sophomore DB. Got a few offers: Florida State, Tennessee, and Memphis.
The ball now at the Trojans' 47-yard line. Lewis into the game at running back. James lining up on that right-hand side, off right tackle. High snap. The give is to Lewis, running to the near side, cuts back against the grain, and gets near the 40-yard line.
Nice vision from the sophomore running back there. Didn't look like he had much going to the left, but a nice job to kind of cut that one in and bring up a 2nd and 3.
It's one of the things you see at the NFL level a lot is finding a cutback lane.
Yeah.
Juan Barkley really good at that.
He's not bad.
I am not going to say Lewis is like Saquon Barkley. I've thrown around plenty of accolades already for Cameron Wood.
I thought that's where you're going there. Saquon Barkley, the best running back in football.
Play action, pressure coming, nice blitz by Carrollton, and down goes Hewley back at the 45.
C.J. Gamble, 3-star linebacker, a great job. I mean, there was 3 rushers coming at Hewley unblocked.
First sack of the game by Carrollton comes at an important time, 3rd and 8.
Ryan Mosley also in on the sack.
You know, one thing about this great press box here at City Park Field is last week at St. John Bosco, we could hear the Bosco coaches every time something didn't go their way down to the far end of the press box. Here, though, we've got our own booth.
Yeah, and it's definitely soundproof. Haven't heard any of the coaches just to our left. This is, I don't know if we're going to find a better press box the rest of the year.
Here's a handoff, running left, fumbling the football, and Carrollton.
I don't think he got it before he went out of bounds.
Did they recover it?
I think he was out of bounds by the time he jumped on it.
The officials conferring. I think Carrollton from the body language saying, yep, the ball did go out of bounds. So Newkirk on the carry lost the handle, and the ball went forward to the 41-yard line.
Well, the ball should go back to where he fumbled it, I believe, but
it will be 4th down either way.
Yeah, so they were going back to where the fumble occurred at the 44. Dorian Barney could not come up with it. You'll see he kicks it first, and then he's going to grab on it, and his feet are out of bounds. By the time he comes up with it, it was close, but correct call by the refs. So, yeah, 4th down, 4th and about 7. And they're going for it here.
Gain of 1 on that last fumble. And so Lewis into the game now as Hewley, with the clock winding, we're under 6 minutes to play in the game.
Yeah, I like this. You know, it's under the 6-minute mark, especially the last punt went about 10 yards. So
big 4th down for both teams here. Man in motion to the near side. That's Wilmot. Hewley looking to throw. Is anybody open? He's trying to find a crease, and it's intercepted by the Trojans. Down the far sideline goes Carrollton. They've got the football in Gainesville territory. A huge interception on 4th down.
Yeah, that's the sophomore Tyler Boyd. Great job, one-on-one coverage, and outstanding job to jump in front of the wide receiver and pick that one off with a nice return. And, you know, Boyd kind of baited Hewley into that throw, trying to get it to Phillip Williams. Outstanding return, and Carrollton, just like that, momentum back on their side.
Well, Hewley trying to make a play happen, looking for his favorite receiver in this game. But a nice job by Boyd, like you said, Zach, with the pick. Run out of bounds at the 32-yard line of Gainesville. And an opportunity for Carrollton to put a definitive stamp on this game with 5:09 to play.
And that's what, you know, that's the bread and butter for this Carrollton defense. Their front sevens played great, but their corners are one of the best 1-2 tandems in high school football.
Holtzclaw into the game at quarterback. Wood's going to get the carry on 1st down. Stutter step at the line of scrimmage, and he will be stopped right there. So it is on this Gainesville defense to keep Carrollton out of field goal range.
Yeah, that's
or out of the end zone.
Yeah, you know, if the Trojans pick up 1 first down, that'll get them probably in comfortable enough field goal range. So important for Gainesville's defense. I'd imagine the Trojans are in 4-down territory if it's kind of a close distance to get if it does get to 4th down.
Holtzclaw can watch the scoreboard, and he is content to let the clock tick down here. No hurry. 2nd and 10. Holtzclaw now going to step up, still looking at the sideline. Now will step back, moves Wood to his left-hand side. Play action, throwing, little route underneath, and a nice job by Zachary making the initial man miss and picking up the 1st down to the 20.
We got a flag in the backfield too, so see if this one might be a roughing the passer as the Duke commit
up.
Aiden Kane in the backfield.
Wood is clapping, indicating that it's against Gainesville, and so is our lead official, Russ Nelson. We haven't seen the signal yet. It was enough for a 1st down. Officials are going to spot it at the 21-yard line on that pass to Zachary. And it is roughing the passer, Zach. Good call.
Yeah, I could tell just by Aiden Kane's reaction. He was a little bummed they threw the flag, and a little bit of late hit on Holtzclaw. And nice job by Zachary, though, eluding the tackle and getting the first down. So be half the distance to the goal penalty. So 1st and 10 at the 11, it looks like.
Yeah, you can get a first down just inside the 1-yard line if you're Carrollton, but they've been really effective in the red zone in this game. Holtzclaw up near the line of scrimmage. Clock starts up again, coming down to the 4-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Well, this has been a bit of a boxing match with Gainesville winning the 3rd quarter, but right now Carrollton is winning the 4th.
Yeah, and Holtzclaw has done a good job getting put in here on the last couple of drives in the 4th quarter, led them on their last touchdown drive, and he's got them in a good situation here, 1st and 10 at the 11. Clock under 4 minutes now. Gainesville down to 2 timeouts.
Wood will move to the right-hand side in the backfield. He'll get the carry. He'll get hit at the 10-yard line and pushed back. Forward progress to the 9. 2nd down.
And that's the thing, too. If you're Gainesville, you got to find a way to hold Carrollton to a field goal attempt. You just never know with field goals at the high school level.
You've only got those 2 timeouts. Remember, Gainesville had to burn one when it looked like Carrollton, as the defense was kind of wandering off the field in what should be an obvious punt situation, suddenly it looked like they were going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
Gainesville had to use the timeout, so they've only got those 2 left. Holtzclaw is just taking his time, under 3 minutes to play. Takes the snap. He's going to tuck it away and run. He will get inside of a couple of defenders and dive forward for 2 yards down to the 7.
Yeah, Gainesville still keeping their timeouts in their back pocket. Nice job by Xavier Griffin to bring down Holtzclaw.
I mean, they've already had 1 block extra point. That was Griffin who had his hands on one earlier in the game. 3rd down here.
Yeah, 1 for 2 on PATs for Carrollton.
I mean, if you're Coach King, you could let the clock wind all the way down here and just take a timeout. Make sure you got exactly what you want to do on 3rd and call it 7. Holtzclaw with Wood to his left. Strong side right formation. Wood, the carry, is running to that right-hand side, and he gets into the end zone for his 4th touchdown of the game.
Wow. Great job by Wood. And, man, what a night for the senior running back. You know, we were talking about a lot of the other stars in this one, but Cam Wood is shining the brightest, the 5'9", 200-pound senior running back with his 4th tutty of the night. And, I mean, a lot of his runs, too. That was 3rd and 7. A great job. Breaks 1 tackle, and he's in for the score.
Wood's making my McCaffrey comparison stand up.
You look like a smart dude.
Extra point now, try now for Vargas.
And, you know, that was Jamarion Matthews, the guy that bounced off the tackle. That extra point's good.
36-21 the score with 2:07 to play, and Carrollton with some big-time drives in the 4th quarter, right when it looked like the game might be hanging in the balance. They're 2:07 away from a win. And let's look at some of these college-bound players. Carrollton with 13, Gainesville with 18, and Zach, we're going to have to update what Cameron Wood's going to be getting out of all this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it should be 34. Anybody watching that one tonight, he kind of got put in that running back spot this season, and he's took full advantage of it, because that was a big question coming into this year. Who would kind of step up and be that lead back? And Cam Wood said, hey, guys, sorry, I got you. Don't even worry about it.
28 carries for 229 yards coming into this game in those 4 games, but you know, several of those games were blowouts, so he probably didn't get as much chance to run. But now with a full opportunity and a tight ball game, he had 6 touchdowns coming in. He's added 4 tonight. 6 in 4 games, and then 4 in 1 game.
And that 4 in 1 game is in by far the biggest game of the season for Carrollton. This game I kind of kept going back and forth on. It's a pretty even matchup, but, you know, Carrollton has dominated this 4th quarter.
Pick away. And into the end zone, Vargas, a touchback. Gainesville takes over at their 20 with 2:07 left. Folks, good time to remind you, our game next week doesn't get much bigger than this. Modern-day Bishop Gorman, the number 1 versus the number 3 team in the nation, according to MaxPreps. And that game taking place in Las Vegas. Zach and I will be there.
Yep.
Should be a fantastic matchup. Gorman and Mater Dei playing tonight on the NFHS Network. In fact, their games
just starting.
Started 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, and if you want to get ahead and get familiar with the teams, go ahead and watch that one after this one's over.
Yeah, you'll want to subscribe to the NFHS Network. An annual pass gives you access to any game taking place on the network for the next 365 days. A monthly pass gets it to you for the next 30. As a pass across the middle from Hewley out beyond the 30-yard line. The catch is made by Phillip Williams, and Gainesville go in hurry-up mode with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, nice throw by Hewley with pressure. I'm impressed with him. I mean, even though they're down 36-21, he has made some outstanding throws, a lot of them just with his arm alone.
This is the one and only matchup between these two teams this year, as Gainesville in 5A and 6A. For Carrollton, is catch made far side. Legend Wilmot steps out of bounds to stop the clock with another first down. So 2 quick first downs on successive plays for the Red Elephants as they take the ball out to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, if you start doing the math, we got a Carrollton defender down. Gainesville's going to have to score with just about over a minute left to have a chance to even get the ball back if they don't recover an onside kick. 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, if you can get down the field without having to use a timeout, I mean, it's a stretch right now, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. We've seen crazier things at the high school level, is having to come off the field with, it's like Mosley with a little bit of a calf cramp. So the ball at the 44-yard line with 1:45 to go. The Gainesville fans hoping there's a miracle in the offing. Newkirk back in the game with Hewley in the backfield. Play action. Blitz coming, picked up. Hewley throwing deep ball down the middle of the field. He's going to overshoot everybody as he had Williams and Williamson in the vicinity. That will stop the clock with 1:39 to play, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Peyton Zachary and then Jermichael Simmons both in coverage there. No chance for Williams to make a play as that ball was overthrown.
But if you're not going to connect, at least connect with an incompletion.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that stops the clock. You definitely don't want something inside of 10 yards. You want, if you get a first down, the clock will stop temporarily while the officials move the chains. Hewley on 2nd down, steps back, throws over the middle, pass is caught. That should be close to a first down, right at the 46-yard line. That will be a first down.
Yeah, important to get that first down, too, to at least stop the clock momentarily.
Porterfield with the reception there. Ball into Carrollton territory at their own 46-yard line. Hewley looking left, throwing left, pass caught, stepping out of bounds at the 41 is the tight end Williamson. He'll pick up 5. That will stop the clock again, 1:19 to go.
Get a look at Josh Niblett, the head coach at Gainesville. Was hoping he could, we still got 1:19 left, but he was hoping this would be the night that Gainesville finally could take down Carrollton.
Well, it looked like it in the 3rd quarter. Yeah. 22-21 going into the 4th. 2 touchdowns by Wood in the 4th quarter has been the difference. Here's a safety blitz, and finding the open spot is Colin Luke. He's going to get another first down. He will finally be tackled inside the 35-yard line. And then you got to get quickly up to the line of scrimmage if you are Gainesville. Clock starts up again after the chains are set. Hewley with another safety blitz coming. Throwing across the middle, intercepted again. And that is going to do it in a smart play, just sitting down. That was Peyton Zachary, who's had as big an impact on this game as anybody for Carrollton. He gets the pick, and the Trojans are a little over 52 seconds away from getting their 5th win of the year.
And we do have a flag in the backfield, so still waiting to see what it is.
Oh, let's see. I did all of that great speech, and then it might come back. Officials going over to talk to Coach King.
And Gainesville's offense still on the field, so see if this might be a roughing the passer or some type of defensive penalty. Yeah, you see Gainesville's offense marching forward, so they're going to keep the ball roughing the passer.
Yeah, Gainesville gets a reprieve.
15 yards. First down.
I retract my previous statements. Ball is now at the 19-yard line.
Looked like that was Caden Spratling with the kind of hit Hewley in the head. So that negates the INT from Peyton Zachary. And just like that, Gainesville's got it 1st and 10 at the Carrollton 19, 53 seconds left.
Hewley with second life. Looking left. Has some time. Pressure coming. Throws the football. It is caught.
It's coming
in
back,
the end zone. Legend Wilmot. But yeah, it looks like perhaps a holding penalty, and that is the call against Gainesville.
Yeah, that was an easy call for the ref to make. It was pretty obvious holding penalty. It looked like it was on the junior, Tyler Ford.
Ford coming back from an injured shoulder earlier in the half. Well, you win some, you lose some, Zach. By all rights, Gainesville shouldn't be on the field without that roughing the passer penalty, but then you've got that hold, pretty easy call.
Yeah, you could have took your pick on 77 Tyler Ford or 71 Bryson Hurt, and what a throw by Hewley, and out even better catch by the sophomore Legend Wilmot.
That was a group effort on that holding penalty, and now a 1st down and 20 back at the 29-yard line.
Man, that would have been huge, though, because, I mean, that would have made it a one-score game, and you got 46 seconds left. Obviously, they would need to recover the onside kick, but if you did recover the onside kick, you'd still have plenty of time with 2 timeouts in your back pocket.
Williams in motion to the far side. Hewley with pressure coming. Got the ball off, but incomplete. That will keep the ball where it is at the 29-yard line and stop the clock with 42.5 seconds to play.
Yeah, Carrollton's putting all their offensive guys on defense now. As Zakai Helton there getting pressure. He actually started out on the defensive line for Carrollton, played a lot as a freshman. He's been one of the better 4-year starters for Carrollton. Now does it on the offensive line, though.
Hewley limping around a little bit. Coaching staff asking if he was okay. He gave a thumbs up.
He's tough. He's taking some hits tonight. 6 foot, 195 pounds.
Newkirk back in the game at running back. So it's all passing right now for Gainesville. Pressure coming, blitz, throwing the football, and that's intercepted. No penalty markers this time. Heading down the field, Zachary's going to try to do it again. And is he going to get in the end zone? An even better result for Carrollton this time, a touchdown.
Peyton Zachary trying to get on top 10 plays for the 2nd straight week. The 3-star wide receiver, easy pick, and takes that one all the way back for the tutty.
We should just make sure we tell him there's not a reward for most appearances. There's no plaque coming in from the Sacramento area from MaxPreps headquarters.
And he was like, man, I had my interception on the last drive, and then he comes up and gets it. Just pressure on Hewley, throws it up, and Zachary, the only guy there, takes it down for the touchdown. Nice job by Jay Hagan leading the way to get that final block for the long pick 6.
That's an 84-yard interception return for a touchdown for Carrollton to make it 42-21. So this final score with Vargas about to attempt the extra point, it's going to make this game look like more of a blowout than it was. It was tight into midway through the 4th quarter, and even Gainesville with an opportunity inside of a minute to cut this to a 1-score game and hope against hope for an extra point and then a chance to get an onside kick, but it is all going to fall away for the Red Elephants. Is the extra point good here, 43-21.
Yeah, that's why you can never really tell how a game went just by looking at the box score. This is one you had to watch, and this is a 22-21 game. Gainesville had all the momentum, and then Carrollton all the 4th quarter points with 3 touchdowns.
Well, it will be the 4th meeting. It is the 4th meeting between these two teams, and it's going to be now a 4-0 record for Carrollton going back to 2004.
And Carrollton came into this game averaging 45 points a game, just about there at 43. And Gainesville defense coming into this one, though, only allowing 9.3 points per game. So you're going to see that take a big hit.
So, folks, stay tuned for the MaxPreps Game of the Week post-game show. Zach and I will step away briefly and then get set up and name our player of the game from the winning team.
I think it's pretty easy.
Yep. Shouldn't be a lot of drama in this selection that Zach and I are going to make. If our conversation lasts more than 3 seconds, we're doing it wrong, I think.
That's a fireball offense.
Here's the kick. And into the end zone it goes. Vargas is consistent. And at the 20-yard line, Gainesville will turn their attention to next week. They'll fall to 3-1 on the year. Carrollton will move to 5-0 on the season.
Yeah, I mean, this was the toughest game. They have a tough game next week, too, against Parker from Alabama, who is ranked in our expanded top 100 ranking. So that's going to be another tough game for Carrollton. But this was definitely the toughest game on their schedule until you probably get to their regular season finale against a talented Douglas County squad.
Well, Gainesville has given it a good effort and got it to 1 point in the third quarter, but the offense for Carrollton found the gas pedal in the fourth. And the pick six capping it off as Newkirk a carry out to the 25-yard line. And that should be it for Gainesville here tonight, as Joey King and his Carrollton Trojan squad is going to come away with a 43-21 victory and be very satisfied going on the road. Tough place to play here. Great atmosphere for a high school football game. The Trojans able to overcome all of that and hold on in the third to take it away in the fourth. 43-21, your final here on the MaxPreps Game of the Week.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit, too, to the senior quarterback, Mason Holtzclaw. He came in the fourth quarter, didn't have a lot of reps in this game, and he led Carrollton's offense on 2 big drives that ended in touchdowns.
Well, folks, the MaxPreps Game of the Week post-game show coming up right after this. Players in the congratulations line. We'll be back with more here in just a moment.
They scored! Cross comes in!
He gone, folks. Look at him go. We're going to have to watch the clock.
It's the post-game show here on the MaxPreps Game of the Week. Jeff Kurtz, Zach Poff back in Gainesville, Georgia, where Carrollton came away with a 43-21 win. But if you were just looking at the final score, this game was a lot tighter. As we're looking at our player of the game, Cameron Wood, he was a big reason why the score got a little bit wider in the fourth.
Yeah, I think this was probably our easiest choice of the season to figure out who player of the game was. I mean, 4 rushing touchdowns, and the thing that impresses me the most with Cameron Wood is his ability to bounce off tacklers. He also shows you he's good in the receiving game as well.
Yeah, he had a big couple of touchdown runs in the first half, including this one where he had to muscle his way through a few defenders to get in the end zone. And then you go to the fourth quarter of play, and he scored twice more to extend the lead. And then that pick six at the end of things by Zachary, really the icing on the cake for a Carrollton win, their 5th of the year.
I mean, it's pretty simple. You know this dude's having a big game if you're comping him to Christian McCaffrey. So,
yeah, you know, it was funny because folks here on our broadcast, our outstanding director, Carl Harper, will get with us and go, hey, guys, who's the player of the game here? And tonight he said, is the player of the game Wood? And I just went back to the talkback button and said, yes.
Yeah.
And that's the shortest conversation we've had on the player of the game throughout the course of these last 5 weeks.
Yeah, and partner, we got a good one next week. Modern Day, Bishop Gorman. Make sure to check those dudes out tonight, playing on the NFHS Network. Modern Day's playing number 21 Corona Centennial. And Bishop Gorman's playing Illinois Power in East St. Louis. So those are 2 get your popcorn ready games. And We'll see if both of them are still undefeated heading into next Friday's game in Las Vegas.
Under the bright neon lights of the Las Vegas skyline, we will have that game for you on the MaxPreps Game of the Week. I'd like to thank the folks at L2, our great production team, Scott Railing, Carl Harper, and their entire crew doing an outstanding job. The folks on the MaxPreps social media team, Steve Montoya, who does the game of the top 10 plays of the week, of which we've already campaigned for one for next week. So
maybe get two.
We already got one locked in for sure. And then like to thank Stefan Lawler and Ben Halpern from our NFHS Network crew for helping us get all set up here. Zach, fantastic game here. A tight game into the late stages of the fourth quarter, but Carrollton able to pull away for a 43-21 win. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight from Gainesville, Georgia. Thanks so much for joining us here this evening on the Game of the Week. We appreciate you following along, whether it's on YouTube, on MaxPreps, or on the NFHS Network. We are your home for high school sports. Carrollton, big winner tonight, 43-21 over Gainesville. We'll see you next week on the Game of the Week.
The MaxPreps Game of the Week is brought to you by GoFan, the leading ticketing solution for high schools. Skip the line and get your tickets instantly on the GoFan app. And by the NFHS Network. Watch your favorite teams live and on demand with the largest broadcast network for high school sports.
They scored! Cross comes in!
He gone, folks. Look at him go. We're going to have to watch the clock.